Alrighty, guys. What is up? It is your boy, the Mighty Glidescore here. We are going to talk about all 48 KGA teams for Season 2. We are going to kind of just talk about them. Won't do too much comparison between the teams, but we'll kind of just, we're going in order of first pick to 16, and then that'll be of Sandile. We'll kind of rank Sandile on a tier list, and then we'll move to Krokorok, and we'll move to Krook. So, yes, Nomad is first, as they had the first pick in the draft. Now, I will say this team is probably going to be one of the best looking teams in Sandile. I actually don't know because to be honest, don't even know what the rest of the teams look like. But I mean, just the starting four on this team are super, super solid. Like, hands and grassy terrain is such a threat. Grassy terrain, helping versus EQ, so they have to run something that isn't EQ, like Stompy Tantrum or something like that to kind of handle it, and that is not too fun. Meanwhile, then you also have Mega Houndoom to come in on psychic moves, which Mega Houndoom is a really interesting guy here. I want to see it do work. It is mid tier, so like maybe it'll have a better time. But I mean, Mega Houndoom is pretty interesting to me. Same with Regidrago, one of those guys that just kind of, you don't see a lot. So I'm kind of excited to see what this thing can do. But yeah, I mean, like this team kind of has everything you'd want in a team. Like, I mean, we've got a Grounded Poison and Tentacruel, good spinner. We've got good pivot in Volt Switch, U-turn, Baton Pass with Wish. We've got hazards all across the board with Screamtail, Bronzong, Seismitoad. I mean, yeah, there's not really much on this team that's missing. Outside of maybe a second special attacker other than Mega Houndoom, because that's really the only special attack. I mean, I guess Regidrago, but Regidrago can go either way. The speed tiers look great to me. Maybe the defense on the team isn't the best, but I mean, you've got Wish and you've got Grassy Terrain. I feel like it's overall just a solid team. Like, there's not much that's, like, even, like, resistance-wise, like, yeah, Ghost is allegedly weak, but I don't know. I don't think that's real. I mean, maybe, because Houndoom's not the best switch into a Shadow Ball. I don't know. I mean, I feel like looking at this team, I wouldn't even think it's a Sandile team. I don't know. I think all good things for this team. Putting it at probably either the top of A, and it could easily go S if we don't see anything further on as we go out. So next up we have Hirochi with the Madison Rabombeers. And this team, it has Mega Guardian, Krook, Empoleon, Rhythm Heat, Cyclozar, Ribombee, Porygon 2, Iron Thorns, Selgor, and Love Disc. So, I feel like, I could be wrong, I feel like Benny has, like, this exact 4, or something along those lines. Definitely has these two, but, should be interesting to see. This team is fast. We've got Ribombee at 124, Cyclozar at 121, and then it goes down to Mega Guardian. And then you've also got Webs from Ribombee. And then, yeah, I mean, like, we've got Pivot everywhere. Guess the only thing I'm not seeing is a Grounded Poison. You can kind of get Hazard stacked against on this team. I mean, like, we do have Rapid Spin and multiple defog options. With these two and Ribombee, in theory. I guess the other gripe is, like, fighting switch-in. Kinda non-existent, because the only switch-ins to fighting are both weak to Steel, for one, and both not the most defensive Pokemon ever. Like, Mega Guardy, especially defensive, yes. But, like, you look at something like a Gyapdos, and it just clicks... I can click CC for free on everything. So I guess that is a bit of a glaring weakness. The team is a little rock weak, at least on the back half here. And like we said, there are multiple defog options and a spinner, so it's not the end of the world, especially when you've got hazards and a Selgor. I feel like that could be kind of neat. The Selgor is a really cool Pokemon. It's just that, is it like a top tier option you're going to bring? I mean, I guess when you have these 5 are coming every game. These 5 are coming. Like, there's no if, ands, or buts about that. Like, these 5 are coming, and they're probably going to do a really good job. And then you kind of just throw in one of these guys, and you're fine. And honestly, that's not a bad way to go about a team. Like, slap Porygon at the end of this, and maybe you're a little too fighting weak. Slap Bombi at the end of this, and you've got a nice little QD sweeper. Throw Iron Thorns or a Selgor in there for hazards. That alleviates hazards on Krook. So, I don't know. I mean, like, you could say that maybe it's not the most offensive team just because, like, I mean, your best physical attacker is Iron Thorns or Krook. And, you know, Iron Thorns is not the ideal choice when I'm like, oh, I want to, you know, hit things hard. I'm not looking to Iron Thorns, but maybe he has something cool without the top tiers in existence, but I still feel like he's just so much underwhelming with like DD, and base 72 is just not that good. Yeah, I mean, like, outside of the fighting weakness and maybe the grounded poison weakness, or just the lack thereof, I feel like it's a solid team. I mean, like, you've got Krook for Pursuit Champions. I mean, Stealth Rock, and like we said, these 5 can come every week and just put in work time and time again. It's a really good core of Pokemon. Maybe I would have liked to see a Ghost to just kind of have an alternative fighting switch in, or, you know, an actual CC switch in, because it kind of scares me when, like, nothing on this team really has a good defense stat at all outside of Rotom, and I don't think Rotom really wants to take too many CCs, so I don't know. But, I mean, like, Benny has this exact kind of team, and I feel like he's going to do really well with it, so I feel like the core is pretty solid. It's probably in the lower tier of A. It might end up falling down to B if A gets a little too crowded, but just a little concerned about the fighting weakness. But maybe I'm going too much over that. Yeah. 2 Frail Fairies, can't switch into CC. It's like, I don't know. Next up, we got Savage Raccoon. So this is 3 people in a row who didn't use Grace. Honestly, love that. Love to see it. Sorry. Aegislash, Arcanine, Asui, Melodic, Nidoqueen, Serena, Zoroark, Bellibolt, the Goat, Rigorath, Altaria, Regular, and Mega Heracross. I don't really like Mega Heracross on this team. I said it. Man, this team is slow, too. I feel like that's why I don't like Mega Heracross on this team. Ugh. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I feel like we don't have, like, what am I trying to say? When you look at a team like this, like, you've got you got Defog, Rapid Spin, Defog, like, and then you've got U-Turn, Flip, Volt Switch. Then you look here and it's like, Serena gets U-Turn, Zoroark gets U-Turn. We got Rapid Spin on Serena, Defog on Altaria. It's like, we've got like one Mon to do one specific thing for everything. And it kind of leaves much to, you know, everybody's going to be pigeonholed into one utility on this team. And I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, but on a team that is like really slow, I feel like this team just kind of gets overwhelmed pretty easily. Like, we have Wish on Rigorath, which is like fine, but it's like, I'm trying to like think what I can really like Nidoqueen's sure good Mon, Arcanine is gonna hit really hard, like, but Like, our only physical breaker is Mega Heracross, and it's just sitting at the super slow speed of 75. Our special breaker is non-existent, with Zoroark being 120 is, like, okay, but it's not really Zoroark's gimmick to, break. And then, yeah, I mean, the team's just slow. The team is just pretty slow. I'm not really I don't know. I just feel like everything is, like, kind of forced into one role. Like, I mean, Arcanine's probably going to have to run rocks, unless they're slotting Nidoqueen with, like, Scarf Rocks, or I don't know. I feel like you have to run Scarf every week on Nidoqueen to make up for this speed tiering on this team. I mean, like, defensively, these guys are going to put in work, because, like, Synthesis, Serena, Recover Melodic, Lefties, Ada Slash, or, like, a Wish Pass from a Farigiraf. I feel like talking about Trick Room potential on this team. I guess. But, like, Mega Heracross can't even run Room Service to, like, lower its speed. But maybe Trick Room could be a potential with, Farigiraf. I think that's really the only mon that learns Trick Room on this team. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. Arcanine Sui is, like, a great mon, right? You just click Head Smash, Head Smash, Head Smash, but if it ever has to run rocks instead of Nidoqueen, like, it's just, like, it's not ideal. And, like, yeah, you get Morning Sun sort of, like, defensive prowess, but it's not really the best defensive typing as the regular Arcanine is. I don't know. I feel like the team looks good visually, and, like, has, like, typing-wise, everything's covered. Like, there's no duplicate typings. Everything kind of has a niche. Like, boom, I have my Rocker. Boom, I have my Spiker. Boom, I have my Rapid Spin. Boom, I have Defog. Boom, I have U-Turn. Boom, I have Volt Switch. So, like, you have everything. Like, Volt Switch, U-Turn, Flip Turn. But it just feels like there could be more. I don't know. I'm, like, wanting more out of this team, and I feel like where you start is taking Mega Heracross out, and then, like, getting these mons to be better with the points from Mega Heracross, but I don't know. I don't think Mega Heracross fits this team at all. Next up, we have Yuji. So we have a lot of Grace moves. This is our first introduction of Grace. So what happened last season, in Season 1, I was looking at teams and I was like, oh, Regieleki, that's weird to have second round pick, but Kaz was nice enough to fix the doc to show me the Grace moves. So it looks like this team initially had Tyranitar Dracozolt with Celebi, Braixen, and Inteleon. So it was a sand team with Dracozolt, which is absolutely amazing. And now it's turned into, well, this. Double Dragon that are, like, sitting around the same speed tier. Like, hardly any pivot. We've got, what, Volt Switch, Lecky, Baton Pass, Sylveon, and then that's it? Outside of, like, Eject Pack, Eject Button, we don't really have any pivot on this team. I mean, holy heck, we have how many hazards? Like, we got hazards out the for Earthworm. We've got hazards like crazy on DOD, and then we've got rocks on Mudsdale Como. But, like, our removal is on the backs of these two. Like, we have to Rapid Spin with Lecky or Defog with Dragonite. Is that really what we want to do with these two teams? With these two mons? And then, like, our lack of special breaker is really just... I feel like that's going to be a common thing in mid-tier. Mid-tier, I don't feel is going to have a special breaker, unfortunately. But, yeah, I mean, like, this team doesn't really have one. Like, you have Sylveon, I guess. Or, like, Como-O, or... I don't know, Lecky tries, I guess. But... I feel like it's going to be a common thing. Shadow Ball kind of just cleans this whole team outside of Bulletproof Como. That's like the ghost resist on this team, quote unquote. The only flying resist on the team are Lecky and Earthworm. Not ideal. And then ice resist are Suicune and Earthworm. So it's like Earthworm, if you don't bring Earthworm, you're probably weak to like everything. Like you're genuinely weak to everything. Now Suicune is probably going to put this team on the back. Like if you can get Calm Mind Suicune going, or like Roarcoon, or I don't know, any sort of Suicune, man, I feel like this thing starts setting up. It could be a problem for a lot of teams, especially in the Sandile division. I feel like a well-played Suicune can just kind of click buttons, because once it starts setting up, it is really difficult, especially if teams aren't prepared with Whirlwind or some sort of status, but they have to be faster not to get subbed on. Yeah, I feel like even last month's Suicune can just kind of go crazy, especially in the Sandile division. So, I don't know, the team, I don't know, man. I wish it had Pivot. Like, everything, I guess you have Teleport, DOD. I mean, not sleep on DOD, but... Sorry, I should probably read the chat, huh? Lecky. Oh, okay, Electro Ball, Sticky Web. I didn't think about that. Okay. I see it. Maybe you want to somehow bring Ariados. Did anyone draft Haunter? This is Sandile, not Egg Division. There's no Egg Division, unfortunately. I don't know. I honestly don't know who drafted what, to be honest. I'm kind of freeballing here, not gonna lie. Just kind of, you're getting my first thoughts on a team about as raw as it can be. As honestly, outside of like the few teams that asked for help in the Krook division, I don't really know much of anything. And that kind of goes for a lot of things. I don't really know much of anything. So yeah, this team, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I feel like D-Knight and Suicune are like good enough mons in their own right to just kind of win games. Like, you get a DD up with Dragonite, you win. You get a couple Calm Minds up with Suicune, you can win. You get a Clanger's Soul up with Como, you could win. And then you just like hazard stack webs and like go full HO. I don't know. I don't feel like the team's like gonna blow me away, especially with this abomination hiding there. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this team goes. I feel like it has 3 really good mons and then like Pokemon. I don't know. What is going on here? Alright, we got QCat in the Florida Big Oranges. So, I mean, Kaz, I don't get notes for this. Sold. Kaz sold. Where's my... Okay, so we made grace moves. Keldeo, Sneasel, Entei, Steelix, Bramblegus were not in here before. And I don't know... Oh, Swords Dance Beginning, my fault. Okay, so like these 4, to be honest, really good. Just like really good synergy based on typing. And then they threw the draft. And I don't know how all these ended up being grace moves. Like, what did... I wish I knew what they had before, because... I don't know. This was so good. And then we got, like, double poison, double rock, double grass. We're still weak to everything. I don't know. Okay, so, like, the team is fast, right? You've got these guys, who can just kind of do their own thing. You've got really defensively sound Pokemon in Steelix, DNC, and, I guess even Mega Amphi, too. Zarute's got a nice little bulk in 105, 105, 95, which actually is pretty insane. Like, with a bulk up kind of set, jungle healing, it can do some work. Sneasel just doesn't make much sense here. Like, you don't really need 115. You already had 110, 108, 105, and 100. So it's like, Did you really need to jump to 115 with like a mon that is not that good? I don't know. I shouldn't say not that good. Its evolution's not that good, but Sneasel and Stewie, I feel like you can get the job done. Not as good as regular Sneasel, I would say, just because regular Sneasel, you know, is just a broken Weavile. Um, yeah, it's a good point. 86 to 50. So like a base 75 mon doesn't even have to give a like anything about speed. They just go max attack adamant, and you're taking a full on where was the like a Mega Heracross? Mega Heracross doesn't have to think about anything, just close combat. Although close combat's not really that crazy into this team. And it's also slower than like this other stuff. But anyways, yeah, the drop off is a little rough, but that's why it's like I don't know why Sneasel's here. But yeah, I don't hate the team, especially because Zarude I feel like is going to be the kill leader across all divisions. I feel like Zarude is probably the most underrated mon in this whole tier. But maybe I'm glazing because I don't even know how good like Zarude is like normally like meh, and it's like at best a good Terramon in a Ubers league. But oh wait, did I even talk about how weak this team is to ground? Like, the only ground switch-ins are weak to Fairy. I guess outside of Bramblegast. Bramblegast are only ground switch-in? Outside of these two that are weak to Fairy? Ooh. This team is gas, stop hating. No, I feel like the first three mons are good. Mega Amphi is like, do we need another dragon? Dancy's solid. I feel like Glim plus Dancy's a little weird. And Entei's fire. I don't know. I like the team. I think these three are going to carry so hard because, I mean, they're UU goats. Like, they're going to be good. I put it in a B. Maybe it's not B. I don't know. This is scary, though. Ground being that weak to ground is really bad. Maybe without all the top tier ground types, it won't be too bad, but I don't know, like Scarf Krookodile kind of goes crazy here. Next up, we got Hart, or Egbert, of the Mighty Snom. Okay. We got base Mega Absol. Let's go, Mega Absol, my goat. Steelix is Loki. What ground Pokemon gets Fairy? True. Yes, there will be a VOD of this. Just as like usual with YouTube, it'll go up, and you can just kind of click on the link that's of the live, and it'll take you to the VOD. It looks probably is Loki the EQ resist. Yeah, I know. Mega Absol. I love Mega Absol design wise. After we ran some calcs against like Mega Zam, I'm fading on it, but I will love Mega Absol design wise always. So, let's talk about the team. So, we don't have Rapid Spin. That's one thing I do see. But we have a lot of U-Turn, and a lot of Volt Switch, and a lot of Flip Turn. And by a lot, I mean 2 mons. But, we've got U-Turn. Oh, Salazzle got U-Turn. I guess I'm mistaken. But Diggersby, Uxie. It's like, so we got a lot of Pivot. We got Regen, broken ability in this game. Just being able to heal by switching out is incredible. I will say that the team is really, really well balanced on the speed tiers. 3 mons over base 100, and then you get 195, 84, 78, 65, 60, 44. So, like, you're not really missing any speed tiers at all. Sticky Webs doesn't exist on this team, but it's fine. It's not really designed to be a Sticky Web team. Lack of Rapid Spin does suck, especially... I mean, I guess, like, if you were to spike up with Diggersby, it's not the best. So... And, like, Uxie being the only rocker is, like, underwhelming, but I think it's fine. If there's some world where you could get Mega Absol to bounce back hazards, maybe you have a neat way that way. Other gripes about the team is not really much. Like, I everything kind of switches into each other very well. Uh, Maybe Primarina will get a little overwhelmed by switching in on like all the fire and ice moves, because the only other mon that's switching in on fire and ice is Salazzle, and that's not really a great switch in either. So like the team is pretty weak to fire and ice, and like so these two being the switch-ins, not the best. The team also being pretty weak to Fairy and Salazzle, two 4-time weak mons, are the only switch-ins to Fairy. So like Pheasantipede can kind of just click Moonblast and then Heat Wave, or other mons can just kind of really hard to properly rate these teams in this unknown format. No, I mean that's definitely true. Because like when I'm saying like, oh, this team's pretty ground weak, like we're talking about missing Lando, we're missing Gliscor, we're missing Tinglu, we're missing Great Tusk, missing Lando Eye. That's like 5 really hard hitting ground types. So like the team being ground weak doesn't have to worry about any of those top tier grounds. Treads as well. So stop giving fairies mystical fire. Yeah, why should fairies be able to hit steals, man? Ugh, that's horrible. Yeah, this team is not like a fairy type with a fire move. And even like if like Mega Guardy literally 6-0s this team. Because there's just no switch in, especially like Psychic move for Salazzle, Mystical Fire for Scizor. Like Scizor gets the benefit of Bullet Punch, but yeah. So yeah, I mean I feel like the team's solid. There are like a few things that could be missing, like maybe a secondary on some removal and maybe a rapid spinner. But overall, I feel like the team is going to be pretty good, especially with like, you know, these guys plus like hazards and then like speed control or Absol or Diggersby. I feel like it's solid. Probably just a middle of the road team. Yeah, really the only thing concerning for me is the fire and ice switch-ins on this team just kind of don't exist, and we don't have really a good way to heal up these mons outside of Hydrapple. Like Hydrapple is really the only mon with healing, unless you count like Orgeist, who also doesn't like fire and ice. So yeah, next up we've got Fast Walker and the Seattle Crawdonts. Samurott, Hisui plus Pecharunt, Azel, Florges, Donphan, Manectric, Delphox, Pangoro, Registeel, Arboliva. Huh. So 3 rockers, no spikers. We've got Rapid Spin, Donphan, Defog, Florges. Solid. And then we've got 2 Parting Shot users. We've got Flip Turn, Volt Switch, and U-Turn out of all of our fast mons. So really no slow pivot outside of like Pangoro with Parting Shot, but I don't think that's real. But that is our slow pivot on the team. Registeel, really good mon, just being able to tank stuff, especially in this lower tier where, like we talk about, grounds aren't really existent. Being 6-0'd by Guardy would be said a lot during the stream. Yeah, probably. Thanks, Maxo. Is Hippowdon in the format? Yes, Hippowdon is in the format. I have Hippowdon in the Krook division, so we'll talk about Hippowdon then, unless someone else has Hippowdon. Yeah, 6-0 by Guardy will definitely be said a lot because, yeah, I mean, it's a top tier mon for a reason. You could probably say a lot of things 6-0 teams, but yeah. So this team actually has like special attackers, which we haven't really seen. Like it has Manectric, it has Delphox, it has Arboliva, Azelf even. Pecharunt is a solid special attacker, even though its stats aren't like the best. Some things just don't like taking like 2 Malignant Chains. Especially with like Nasty Plot Hex as like a low tier, like, oh, I click Toxic and then I Nasty Plot Hex, like it works. I guess the team does have spikes in the form of Samurott. I shouldn't say I guess. I would say 9 times out of 10 you have spikes from Samurott, so that's always cool. I feel like the team's just pretty much well-rounded. Like, there aren't really many flaws to the team outside of maybe the EQ switch-ins aren't the greatest. But you do have Arbaliva for, like, if, you know, the team goes up against something nasty that's going to be, like, a strong ground type. You have Arbaliva there to come in, set up the grassy terrain, and kind of help that EQ spam into your team. So, honestly, that's fine. Yeah, overall, I feel like this team's good. You've got two Wish Passers in Florges and Delphox, so Florges will probably more likely be the one to Wish Pass, but Delphox is like a weird option if you wanted to do that. Yeah, overall, I feel like the team is pretty solid. I don't really have any gripes about it outside of like the ground switching that we talked about. And yeah. If I had to put it, I'm probably putting it in an A tier. Just because everything overall is solid. Like, it has everything you would need in a draft team. Grounded Poison. Maybe the team could do well with a Dragon type. Because, Fire and Water aren't really a good resist on this team. Like, your Fire switch-ins are Samurott and Delphox, two pretty much offensive Pokemon. And then your water switch-ins are Arbaliva, which is solid. And again, Samurott, that's like not that great. So like Scald kind of does some work into this team. But yeah, Petra and Grassy Terrain, the thing's gonna become even more unkillable than it already is. Next up we have Silverfang. So we have a team here, guys, of Hoopa Unbound, Rotom Wash, Togekiss, Mamoswine, Alola Tails, Galvantula, Lucario, Ursaring, Rampardos, and Shedinja. Okay. So we just kind of have like Sticky Web Veil offense? We literally said, fuck defense. I've been trying so hard not to curse this whole time. Are there any good dragons in this tier that are actually scary besides fraudulent DDers? I mean, there's literally Como-O who can Omni Boost, by the way. But yeah, I mean, there's D-Knight, there's Salamence exists. We saw Regidrago drafted, which is honestly is pretty cool. Yeah, this team is clearly not defensive at all. It is pure get my Veil, get my hazards. Click buttons with Hoopa and Rampardos. And I guess Mamoswine, Ursaring. Mamoswine with the defense boost in the snow. I'm confused why then we have mons like Wash Tom and Togekiss on this team. Especially because we already have a fairy here. And Wish passing with this team is like not... I mean, unless the sole reason of Togekiss is to click Nasty Plot Air Slash behind webs. Unless that is the strat of this team. Yeah, Lucario's the steal on this team, which makes you absolutely weak to Fairy. Like, Moonblast, dead. Everything dies. I mean, Shedinja is the only resist to Fairy on the team. It's funny that Shedinja in this dock doesn't have zeros across the board. I guess because it doesn't want to fake resistances, but like, it doesn't resist grass. It is immune to grass. But I'll digress. Yeah, I mean, like, you click Break in this team, or you get rid of the snow before Alola Tails clicks Veil, or you Rapid Spin into, like, a team without a Ghost type. Oh, sorry. Sorry, they have a Ghost type. It's Shedinja. Sorry, my bad. The team is really slow for offense, too. Like, you're solely relying on webs. And that is not... Yeah, unironically, it does work, because it's a spin blocker, and I don't know what else it does. It's a spin blocker. Defog does run this team. Brick runs this team. I love offense, so I mean, I'll give it that. It's offensive, it's fire, it's provocative, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that good, unfortunately. Like, if the team is not ready, like this team would have benefited from Glimora. I feel like if you're gonna run HO, you want Glimora, you want who's the other guy? Rabambi. And yeah, there's only default on the team with Washtom and Togekiss. There's no spin of their own to kind of get rid of opposing hazards either. So yeah, not to mention, by the way, boots literally ignore sticky web, so you don't even have to defog or rapid spin against this guy. You just bring boots, and you don't have to care about sticky web, or you bring superior and just click Leaf Storm 1,000 times because you'll get a +1 speed boost. And the Leaf Storm switch-ins are not that great. I mean, you get Togekiss, who's a solid Leaf Storm switch-in, and like these two Frail guys, I guess. I guess Shed Ninja in a weird way does wall superior. But yeah, I don't know. I love the let's go out and just hit them hard with like SD, Bullet Punch, and Extreme Speed. Rampardo's clicking Head Smash and Hoopa Unbound clicking any move it really wants, or like Trick Rooming into these mons. Like, I guess that is a niche thing that this team could do, is Trick Room here and maybe Trick Room Togekiss. I don't remember. Just Trick Room Hoopa Unbound. So is solely relying on Trick Room Hoopa into these two, which is like, I guess, I don't know. I love the ambition. It just kind of it falls a little short in my opinion. But we'll see. Definitely see. So next up we have Moose and the Texas Toucannons. So solid team. Alakazam and Gabite were picked up in Grace. Do I know who they were replaced by? No, I do not. But I will say it is very interesting. So one thing about this meta is the lack of Shedinja the second cert purchase Leash Seed. True. Yeah, one thing I will say about this meta is there are no steel types. There just are no steel types. So like Metagross is probably going to be one of the better ones you can get. Unfortunately, on this team, it's just gonna have to be a defensive role. Because like the Fizz Def on this team is non-existent. I mean, like, you get Cotton Guard Mega Altaria, I guess, or like, or that's it. Like bulky Willow Roost. I guess you get Reflect Light Screen from Grimstar to kind of help your defenses. But man, Metagross is kind of forced into a defensive role on this team, unfortunately. Gyarados is really good here, I feel, just because CC is broken. Unfortunately, like, Zapdos's big thing is Defiant. You set up hazards, you bring Zapdos in on a defog, and boom, you get +2. We don't really have the hazards to abuse Defiant. So it's not that great on this kind of team, unfortunately. Now, does that mean it's completely trash? No, I think Zapdos is amazing, just because fighting and flying is impossible to switch into. There are like 4 mons, and they don't really even exist in this format. Outside of Aegislash. I think Aegislash is probably really going to be your only switch into Dual Stab from Zapdos. Because, yeah, fighting and flying is better than poison and fighting, which is why Hawlucha is better than Sneasler. But anyways, so speed tier wise, I think it's decent. Alakazam, I think, is going to be amazing in this. I loved using it in the speed tour, just because the speed tier, it's an awesome revenge killer with a sash and magic guard, just coming in, not worrying about any sort of hazards that are up, and then you just click Psychic or Focus Blast or Dazzling Gleam or Shadow Ball, whatever, to get your revenge kill. I think it's an amazing Pokemon on the team. I mean, there's 2 Strength Sappers in both Vileplume and Jellicent, so like, those are kind of the defensive, backbones of this team, is just like Strength Sap, Strength Sap. That is kind of funny. Raikou is, I would say, pretty amazing as well, when you kind of just, Thunderbolt into things, or Sphere. You don't get Hidden Power, so like no Hidden Power Ice, Hidden Power Grass. You get Signal Beam, which is like neat for grass resistances for electric. And then Komala as your spinner, not the best, but he can make do. And then Gabite, I guess he's here. Um, Secondary rocker, I guess. I don't know what to say about that. He can click a rock move. Well, he can click stealth rocks. So yeah. Pivot is pretty good on this team as well, like Raikou, Grimmsnarl, Zapdos. The niche case Kamala comes is cool. Yeah, I mean I guess like I would like to see maybe a ground switch in that isn't Zapdos or something that's like trying to become a ground switch in. I guess Mega Alt pre-Mega. The team is very like defensive but not defensive at the same time. Like everything is like relying on itself to heal, like Roost, Synthesis, and Recover. But I feel like Grimmsnarl will totally help out this team just by setting up screens to kind of help the lack of defenses on this team. And maybe the team is a lot more bulkier than I'm thinking, just because like it is mid tier, so like the base stats of Mons aren't really going to. Oh, Zam and Gabite were over Electros and Mesprit. Okay. No, I totally would do the same thing. I don't think Mesprit really does too much on this team outside of, I guess, the secondary rocker, which is, solid. But Electros probably wouldn't have done anything here with Raikou. Yeah, no, I don't have the Grace moves available to me. I just know that they are. They were picked up in Grace, but I don't know the actual transition, so good looks on that. So yeah, Moose. Solid. I feel like it's a good middle of the road team. So next up we have Bruce P. Necrozma, Ogerpon Cornerstone, Swampert, Klefki, Galarian Weezing, Flamigo, Obstagoon, Sinistcha, Shuckle, and Archeops. Now Archeops was previously a Shroodle. Okay? So we dropped Shroodle for Archeops. Amazing. Oh boy. So this team is hazards everywhere, right? We've got Rock Swampert, Spikes Ogerpon Cornerstone. We got rocks on Necrozma. We got rocks and spikes on Klefki. We've got rocks and webs on Shuckle. We've got T-spikes on Weezing Galar, but we have no rapid spin. We have 0 rapid spin. So if our opponent sets up hazards against us, we're just forced to defog our own hazards away too. So very interesting design choice of this team. We have a great spin blocker in Sinistcha. I can't believe Sinistra's 8 points in this format. I feel like that's wrong. I feel like it's way better than that. But maybe I'm just like OU pilled, and I don't know. Is this a theme team? What's the theme? Pinkmons? I don't know. Not really seeing a theme. Yeah, I mean, is this like, I don't know. I don't really know where to go with this team. Necrozma is really solid, right? So like Necrozma and Ogerpon, like the fact that you got both is crazy to me, because those two Mons I feel like are first round potential picks. Like to get both of them this late, kind of crazy. But then the whole rest of the team just kind of derails. Like I don't get why we have Flamigo outside of like it's coverage is hard. Excuse me. Its coverage is hard to switch into, I guess. So like it's a good offensive Pokemon. Obstagoon has guts, so like it's a good offensive Pokemon. But it also has like defensive sets that you can run with, like Parting Shot and Knock Off. I don't think it gets good healing though. But I guess it has Defiant, so like the Defiant if you get rid of the hazards, then it gets this attack boost. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the. Oh, the team is rock. Everything's a rock type. Oops, all rock types. Like I don't know. The team is like designed about hazard setting. It's like a weird HO team. I think it's trying to be HO with like I send out Shuckle, I get my hazards up, and then I send out Klefki, get more hazards up, and I get screens up, and then I go Necrozma and I Calm Mind and Autotomize the max. Or I go Ogrepon and click SD, or I set up Calm Minds with Sinistra, or I SD with Flamigo, SD with Obstagoon, but like, why don't we have webs if we're trying to do that? Why don't we have Rapid Spin? Why don't we, like, our way to block Defog is Obstagoon Defiant. I don't know. I feel like it's like the same thing as the other, where's the other one? Yeah. Like, both teams are trying to be offensive, but it just missed the mark. Oh, not that team. This team. Both missed the mark in not having Rapid Spin of their own. Both teams don't have Rapid Spin. Like, you kind of need Rapid Spin when you're running offense. Because you don't want to get rid of your own hazards. Where else? What else are both of them missing? I mean, they both have webs. I forgot Shuckle had webs. That's my fault. They both have webs. Don't run to the comments and be like, wow, Shuckle has webs. No, my bad. Shuckle has webs. So you do have webs on this team. For rather slow things like Flamigo and Obstagoon. So like this team has more hazards. This team has Veil. This team has Light Screen Reflect. Like both of them are like trying to be offense. I feel like they just both missed the mark in not having Rapid Spin and not having like this team I guess has a better way to block Defog and Rapid Spin, so I'm probably putting this team in C tier just because it's better than the other offensive team. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like offense really works in this meta either. I feel like when you've got things like this that are just fat, like, is there a world Necrozma ever breaks a Jellicent? Maybe? Or like ever breaks Mega Alt? We'll see. I mean, like, if Flamigo can just win, awesome. Love Flamigo. Oh boy, this team is fat. So next up we have Wolf and the Arshire Claydolls, and it actually has Claydol. That is awesome. So we've got Salamence, Mega Venusaur, Umbreon, Miltank, Claydol, Typhlosion, Sui, Cobalion, Azumarill, Cleavor, and Rotom Frost. So yeah, man, this team is fat. Rapid Spinner and Claydol, 3 Defoggers in Mence, Rotom, and Cleavor. Then we've got rocks on like 4 things as well as Stone Axe. So like we have plenty of ways to get rocks, which means every week you can run a different set. Like Claydol doesn't always have to run Stealth Rocks. Valley doesn't always have to run Stealth Rocks. Miltank doesn't always have to run Stealth Rocks. So it definitely opens the door for a lot of different sets every week, which is amazing in my opinion. We've got Wish on both, I guess, Mence and Umbreon. Umbreon more specifically. And then Miltank, you know, just a fat Pokemon with thick fat as well. And Sap Sipper to kind of, you know, help different matchups that might need either Fire and Ice or Grass kind of switch in. Also got thick fat on Mega Venusaur as well, so, and thick fat on Azumarill. Man, this team is thick fat. Oh my bad. This team saw that every other team was like hella weak to ice and was like, nah, not me. Not me. 3 thick fat mons is crazy. Offensively, like, you got DD Mence. DD Mence is going to carry really hard, especially, like, you know, you finally broke a Mega Venusaur, your team's, like, super whittled down, and then Mence just comes out, gets a DD up, and blows your team up. I feel like this team is just nasty. Maybe would appreciate better knockoff. Like, Umbreon being a dark type that doesn't have knockoff means that you have to really, if you want to get rid of Boots, which I guess you don't really care about getting rid of Boots because you don't have spikes. But if you do care about getting rid of Boots, you have to run like it on Azumarill or Mega Venu. What else was I going to say? pivot on this team is not the best either. Like, you got Volt Switch Cobalion, Volt Switch Rhythm Frost, and then U-Turn Cleavor. So, like, your main core here doesn't really have good ways to switch. Like, technically, Umbreon has Baton Pass. So, like, I guess there's that for a little bit of slow pivot. But yeah. Yeah, each game is definitely going to take 50 turns or more. Just because you got teams like this, and the teams that are built like this to just kind of... Look at that. The teams that are built like this to be offensive just aren't going to break this. Like, I guess there's a world that, like, how does this team beat a Flamigo? Like, probably just, like, defensive Azumarill or, like, Ladle. And you're fine. As well as, like, how does this... Because this team doesn't have a good flying switch in. Flying switch in is Rotom Frost, and... Yikes. So, like, maybe there's, like, niche times that, like, you can finally get your breaker in and just click Brave Bird 1,000 times. Yeah, man, this team is fat. This team is thick, fat. Times 3. I think it's pretty good. Alrighty, we got Dracovish Sand, but not like Hippowdon Sand or Tyranitar Sand, which I'm pretty sure both are still free, or even Mega T-Tar Sand. We've got Sand on Sandaconda. Oh boy. Then we've got Dirge Tangrowth, which is like Unaware plus Regen Stall. Then we've got Tink, Vikavolt, Honchkrow, Lego, and Hitmonchan. So this team is pretty slow. Fastest mon is Lego at 103. And then it goes to 98, 94, drops all the way to 76, and then everything's kind of sitting in the 70s. So, like, yes, we have webs on Vikavolt, but I don't know how much that's really going to come into play because... And I guess you have Sand Rush on Dracovish, so it's not the end of the world, but... I don't know. I'm not sold on the build of this team. Double Steel. I would have much rather like one or the other. I don't really know what Crown's doing here. I guess like helping our speed tiering. But like we don't really need more special attackers. We have plenty of special attackers on this team. If anything, we have too many special attackers on this team. And then, like, our only pivot options are Volt Switch, U-Turn Haunch, and Volt Switch on Vikavolt. As Vikavolt, so it doesn't even need Sand, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Like, you just click, Webs, and then use Dracovish under Webs. I don't know. I mean, like, Dracovish is a great mon in of its own right. Like, you could even run, like, Scarf hits just as hard as, like, a Banded Strong Draw kind of thing. So, like, you can definitely run Scarf. But, yeah, I mean, like, the team is super weak to Fire and Water, which is kind of crazy considering you've got, you know, a 4 times resist or an immunity if you somehow run Water Absorb Dracovish. And yet it's still super weak to Fire and Water. The team is pretty weak to ground despite having Tangrowth, which is probably one of the best ground type switch-ins available. And then Vikavolt and Honchkrow. And yet it's still pretty weak to ground because of Lego, the double Steel Core, and Skeleturge. I feel like the team will do well just because these two guys together is so nasty. I just wish that Dracovish probably wasn't that guy in the Fire Water Grass Core. Yeah, 6-0 by Mega Guardia, of course. You got Iron Crown, who's probably, who can come in a couple times. Like, AV Iron Crown can eat up Mega Guardia for a day. So, at least you've got that. I guess there's a world where you could run AV Tink, too, because Tink has a nice 105 special defense. It's funny, the team looks clunky, but, like, these two are going to carry so hard. I'm putting it in B. Maybe it should be C, but I think B. Probably where I'd put it. I'm probably sleeping on Lego too. Maybe I just hate it because it ruined the pocket meta. It didn't really, actually. Oh, what is this? Oh man, this is something right out of the stupid speed tours. God. Oh man, this is nasty. This is just straight nasty. Looking Serp, Mienshao Moltres, Aldino, Drapion, Flygon, Fortress, Morpeko, Arctozolt. So we got Regen Core in 1, 2, and 3 pre-mega. We got Moltres' annoying self with Flame Body. And then we've got like double Rapid Spin, triple Defog, and then like Pivot. And you've even got like the Chili into Arctozolt. Like, come on. Ugh. Yeah, this is so S tier. This is like, yeah. Yeah, this is definitely like winning. Like, this isn't even fair. Oh, man. He literally just looked like... Okay, so Drapion was originally Gudra Hisui. It was honestly pretty nasty. And Arctozolt was Archeops. Like, I could sit here and talk about, oh, the team doesn't really have good special attackers, or the team's rather slow. None of this none of this stuff matters. None of this stuff matters. Because these 3 mons are just going to be annoying. And then, like, Serp just, ugh. My plan is to draft Regen Spam plus Leech Seed, Subglitch, Serp, to make sure nobody has fun except me. Ugh, yeah. Good plan, bro. Alright. Yeah, I'm not even gonna talk anymore about this team. Yo, I hope Mason... I don't even know. Mason's a good guy. He definitely learned the meta from the Speed Tour that just build crap like this. Ugh, I don't know. This is lame. Alright, so yeah, Michael's next. Coach of the Deoxys Dangers from Beyond. With an interesting team that, you know, he came to me and said, hey, what should I do in Grace? And I said, don't do Grace. And then he proceeded to change his entire team, because only Haxorus, Aloe, Celesteela, and Claude were actually drafted by him. The rest were all free agents. So, let's talk about it. The team has Pokemon, right? So I wish I knew what he had before, because right now we only have Rapid Spin. Hitmontop is our only hazard removal. Why? Why is Hitmontop our only hazard removal? Like Hitmontop is great at hazard removing, I'm not even gonna lie, because, like, yes, you have Clodsire, who gets up spikes, T-spikes, Stealth Rocks. Half Pokemon that don't do damage, half Pokemon that do damage. A great way to describe this. But, like, you have Clodsire that gets up a lot of hazards, so obviously you want to Rapid Spin, not Defog, yes. Do you want to... But you still want to have Defog. I wish we had Defog, too, because our rock switchings aren't that nice. Like, we have Claude and what else? Oh, Hitmontop that resists rock. So Stealth Rocks go nasty into this team. There's no flying resist outside of Celesteela, which is just like you pack a move for Celesteela. And also, like, Celesteela doesn't like a Gyaptos CC. Team's real, like, the team has good, like, spread out tiering, but it's just slow. Really slow. Like, Sneasel's the fastest Mon, and you're not probably bringing Sneasel most weeks, if at all. Like, yeah, it does. Like, Sneasel's a great Mon, right? I love it because knockoff Pursuit And then like ice moves are solid, but like the thing is, it has to run Sash. Like, there's really no other set other than Sash. Oh, Hatterene's the defogger. Ah. No, I'm pretty sure his other draft was better because I remember looking at it and I said it's fine, don't touch it. Oh, was it worse? Really? It was worse than this? Sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry. Um okay, so we dropped Sui. Okay, I actually kind of want to slot these guys in there. Sui. By the way, on mine, I honestly don't know what I was doing because I hadn't done anything with this minigame, and I kind of tried to band-aid fix everything. Nah, it's good. I know it's not like it's not really your. All right, let's take a look. This was the initial team. Ensign, our Raptor. Raptor was our defog. Smeargle, like, okay. Morgrim. And what was the last one? Carbink? Oh. Yeah, I guess it wasn't any better. You had more pivot. Like, you had more U-turn. In Incineroar, you had U-turn in Zoroark. But the team was super slow. Even slower than the current build. The team didn't have a good electric switching outside of Claude, which is just, like, also not good. And yeah, no rapid spin, so you just had to defog any sort of hazard you got up. So I guess the new team does help it out a bit because you get a good fire, Fairy Dragon Steel Core with Celesteela, Hatterene, Haxorus. You get a good Fire Water Grass Core, Shandy, Aloe, Celebi, and like Aloe is gonna put in plenty of work, especially like flip turn and then U-turn. So like, you could make a good core in these two. Like Celebi gets Heal Bell, which could help the team. Yeah, like the Prankster loads here could set up screens and then Parting Shot and then get in what though? I guess Haxorus and Shandy? Haxorus doesn't get DD though. You have to like SD Scale Shot. I don't know. Unfortunately, Michael. Sorry, bud. All right, on to the last two teams of Sandile. All right, so initially we had Gengar, Araquanid, Cryogonal, and Zigzagoon Galar. Instead, we dropped them in Grace and picked up Vaporeon, Galapagrigus, Centiskorch, and Crobat. So we have Drill, but no Sand. Interesting. Did we have Sand initially? No. We did not have Sand initially. Now, does Drill need Sand? No. I think Mold Breaker's amazing. Unfortunately, there's a item that literally blocks Mold Breaker, which is kind of... Oh, Haxorus does have DD. That's... Wow, okay. Maybe it could do something. I don't know. So yeah, Excadrill, Moldbreaker. I mean, like, this is the ground type that's gonna feast a lot of these teams that are super weak to ground. Oh man, outside of Arbo, man, it's just gonna click EQ. It's gonna click EQ. I think Silvally is great. Just because Silvally has the neat thing of becoming a matchup nightmare to where you can kind of build it to do whatever. Oh, the opponent's, Dragonite is too scary. I just bring Silvally Fairy. Oh, the opponent, has a Gyapdos that's really hard. I'll bring Silvally probably Fairy again. Like, I don't know. You can pretty much do Silvally anything to fix, like, oh, I'm really weak to fire and water right now. Silvally Dragon. Or Silvally Water. Or, you can kind of, like, I mean, is Silvally basically a Terra? Because Can we say that? Terra's banned, by the way. So should Sandile be banned for being a Terra? Stay with me now. Yeah, I feel like Mega Aggron absolutely just annoying. This thing does not die. And then you can click rest with it, switch into Vaporeon, and then click Heal Bell, and he's back to full HP. Such a nasty, nasty mon. Mega Aggron's so hard to kill in regular tiering, and then you throw in mid tier. Good luck killing this guy. He's always gonna live one. Completely completely nasty. I love having like, you know, mix of typings, but also that like the mix of typings don't really hurt each other. So like you have Toxicroak for the grounded poison, and then you have like 2 flying types, but yet there are no weaknesses on this team. Like everything, like you have Centiskorch, it's a 4 times weakness to rock, but yet we're just not rock weak on the team. We have no grass type. Now I will say, this is how my drafts used to turn out because I cared so much about this that I would just never draft. I would never draft grass types because I would care so much about having this look good. And I feel like that's what happened here, is because as soon as you add a grass type to any sort of prep doc, you just are weak to like 6 things. Like, actually not too bad. But like you add a grass type and you're just weak to everything. So it's how my drafts used to end up, and then I just kind of said, who cares about this? But no, I think this is pretty important to have. Like most teams we saw super weak to Fairy, and like this team it's like Hydreigon, and then you just go out into whoever else, and like the volley can be a Fairy resist, Excadrills, and Mega Aggron. I mean, Mega Aggron is the Fairy resist. I am excited to see Centiskorch. Like, I don't really know what it does. I know it gets Fire Lash, which is cool. Oh, Sandile Grass is the grass type. Good point. Yeah, solid. This was the replacement team? Yes, it was. A grass type over Centiskorch could. But then you don't have a fire type. And typing wise, without the fire type, you're really weak to fire and you're really weak to ice. So that's probably why he's here, is 4 flash fire, to be honest. Is like, I don't want to be weak to fire. And like the fake to ice, because I guess ice does kind of cook this team. Now like freeze dry doesn't really. Ooh, Thwacky is a fire pick, not gonna lie. So yeah, I think this team is really good. Probably A, or even probably I don't know about S tier, just because it's kind of slow, and especially defensive it's a little weak. Especially offensive, it's not the best either. Like you've got Hydreigon, and that's really about it. But I feel like this team is solid, especially Mega Aggron Vaporeon. It's gonna be so hard to break this team, as with most teams. It's gonna be really hard to break a lot of them. And then we have this team, which has 7. This team has 7 points. We have 7 points not used. Why? Why? Why do we have 7 points not used? Anyways. Okay, sorry, I just needed to like collect myself there for a second. Man. So we have sand, obviously. I don't think there's anything about this team that isn't sand. Now, if we had a second sand setter, I'd understand, because it looks like the entire team is designed to play the entire game like Gen 5 sand, where it just stays up the entire time. Or is that Gen 5? Or it might be Gen 4. Or both, probably. Or it just stays up the entire time, because like, yes, you do get Mega T-Tar, where like if regular T-Tar comes out and then sand ends, you could then Mega Evolve and reset up the sand. So something like that. So like you could have Sand last forever with Mega T-Tar, because you don't get the 8-turn Sand, you only get 5-turn Sand with this team. So like we've got Sand Rush, Lycanroc, Sand Rush, Houndstone. We don't have Stoutland, which is interesting. Instead we have Armaldo. I don't know why he's here. He's a rain guy. And we have plenty of rock types already in Mega T-Tar and Lycanroc. And we have plenty of Stealth Rock setters, especially with Ferrothorn. Gen 3 through 5. Yeah, I don't know what Armaldo's doing here. Bro found his way onto like the wrong team. And like you could easily drop Armaldo and find an 11-point Pokemon because we have 7 points, so we're not tapped into. Also, the special attackers on this team do not exist. There is not one Pokemon that would rather click a special attacking move outside of like, I don't know, Moonblast Pheasantipede, I guess? Heatwave Pheasantipede? Or like Ice Beam Mega T-Tar? I guess? There are no special attackers on this team. Meaning that you don't have to care about anything prepping for this team. You just run everything max Fizdef. And if you ever kill T-Tar, it's over. The entire... Oh, also Sandrush Dracozolt. I didn't even see bro there. The entire team is... Spin and Knock. I guess. You can find way better Spin and Knock Pokemon at 11 points. You've got to be able to find Spin and Knock Pokemon better than that at 11 points. Also, like, Togedile. I'm not sure what he's doing. I'm just not sure. Yeah, I don't like this team at all. Normally when you build Weather, you build Weather with the intention that Weather is not going to be always up. Or that, like, you'll have other things that'll help, and then, like, oh, boom, Weather is ready. Let's do something. But it just doesn't exist with this team. I don't know. Not really sold on the team, fortunately. Because these two are really solid, because we saw that regular T-Tar plus Dracozolt was drafted. And even after T-Tar, regular T-Tar got dropped, we didn't pick up regular T-Tar with, run AV into this team, yeah. Yeah, like, we didn't pick up regular T-Tar after it was dropped is, like, weird to me. Like, we had the points to do it, so, like, it wasn't even a point issue. And, like, yeah, you could argue that Mega T-Tar technically gets 10 turns of Sand if you know... You gotta, like, bring T-Tar in on the last turn of Sand, and then Mega Evolve. And then you get the full 10 turns. But, like, I don't know. It's so niche. You, like, never see that. I think there was, like, one mock I played against Sand that it ended up happening. Like, never happens. I mean, like, yes. You get Rapid Spin Armaldo. You get Defog on Mandibuzz. You have U-turn out the rear end with this team. So, like, I guess I could do something. If a team's not prepared for what Sand does, aka loses to a single rock or single ground type, like, this team does not like ground types at all because we don't have a water type. And like, Grass Ogerpon, I guess. We don't get, like, the Mega Speed Boost, or not the Mega Speed Boost, the Terra Speed Boost. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what Togedile or Armaldo are doing here. You drop both of those Mons, and you get 14 points for 2 Mons. Alright. Oh, man. So after an hour and 20 minutes, this is what our tiering of the Sandile division looks like. For OCD's sake, I could do that. And then it's 2, 4, 4, 4, 2. But it's like, do I want to put that there, or do I want to put... Do I want to put that up there? I feel like the first team we looked at is... maybe not. Unironically, can we change team names, by the way, or is it cooked? We just finished Sandile. What do we mean change team names? I mean, if you want to change your team name post-draft, go ahead, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's a better question for Kaz. So yeah, like, arguably I could put this up here or, like, this up here. To decide, like, at least for my OCD brain, that, like, everything has to be even. And honestly, I'd probably do this. Change your team name to Anti-Neuron Fan Club. Paste. Alrighty. That's it. Alright. Okay. Now we're on to Krok. Krok. Meditator. Alright, so this team had first round pick, and they took Dragonite. Oh, this is a great pick. Dragonite is that guy. We then dropped Vaporeon for Mamoswine, dropped Nidoqueen for Togekiss, dropped Staraptor for Glimmora, and dropped Whimsicott for Grimer Alola. I guess we got him for Pursuit. Boy, oh boy. So the team's fast, right? We got some fast guys on this team. We got some pretty fast guys on this team. Mega Manectric, Alakazam, and Infernape. And then after 108, we drop down to 97, and then everybody's sitting at 80, and then we fall down to 33. So if you have a base 79 speed Mon, you can either go Scarf, or you just say, screw it, I'm going to be bulky. And honestly, like a bulky like Mega Heracross in this team, I'm rocking with it. Not really. But I guess Rock Blast is like cool, I guess. I don't know why I'm hyping a Mega Heracross. It's not going to do much, unfortunately. But anyways, if you have a base 80 or slower 79 or slower, then you don't have to worry about running speed on it, which could hurt against, you know, Mamoswine clicking EQ into a Mon and it ends up living. Unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, like, a lot of hard hitters on this team. D-Knight being one, Mamo being one, Alakazam being another. Glimmora is, like, low-key a good special attacker. Same with Mega Manectric. Armor's the team mascot and also the only dark type. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. It's, like, weird to grab because you don't need a grounded poison because you have Glimmora, but I like the pursuit option, I guess. Toxicity or something seems kind of decent typing if we agree that ground types aren't real. Oh, ground types aren't real, don't worry about it. Like, Mamoswine, nah, nobody drafts him. Yeah, I mean, it's a solid team, right? You've got hazards, but, like, again, this is gonna be such a gripe. I shouldn't be so nitpicky about this, but I always am. Why do we have Glimmora, one of the best, like, just get all my rocks up, Krokodile, who can set up spikes, and then we got rocks, and then we have defog. Like, is Rapid Spin just that hard to get? Or, like, am I confused? I mean, okay. We have Mortal Spin on Glimmora. Unfortunately, that's, like, walled by a single Steel type, which Glimmora also struggles to fight. I guess it gets Earth Power, but I don't know. I'm not totally sold on the lack of Rapid Spin on these teams. I mean, like, yes, Mortal Spin exists. Glimmora is usually not living to click that. Interesting that the team is pretty weak to water just because there's no bulky water on the team. Like, you've got Dragonite switching in on water moves or Frogadier. Neither of which really want to come in on water moves. So that's kind of interesting. I think this team is going to be solid compared to the other teams. Like, the team has glaring weaknesses. Like, I mean, the rock weakness goes crazy. Like, nothing enjoys a Ogerpon or a Arcanine Sui, even like a Cleavor. Like, Bronzong's your only rock switching. Dragonite's your only water switching. Grimer's your only ghost switching. Unfortunately, this team has flaws in that sense where there's only one mon that can switch into everything. All the spinners are terrible. Yeah, that is true. There are a lot of terrible spinners. That's true. And Mortal Spin exists because you get Earth Power if Steels want to come in, I guess. But like, try to Mortal Spin into a Scissor and just like do nothing. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like this team has the issue of like Bronzong is literally the backbone of this team. You get rid of Bronzong, and now like Dragon's scary, Fairy scary, Steel is scary, and Psychic is scary. Without Bronzong, you're weak to like 4 more things. So Bronzong is gonna have to work overtime to really help this team. But man, this team hits hard. Like, you're not gonna want to switch into the combination of these 4. And then like Mega Man Electric too. Like, oh man, like these 6 tough, and then you like drop Togekiss for Bronzong instead because Bronzong's like your only defensive mon. Or just bring Glim and set up your hazards, and then just have a strong offensive team. So yeah, honestly, it's not a bad team. Probably like back half of A, maybe early B. But we'll see. Because, yeah, I mean, like, it's a super strong offensive team where, like, you break one mon and then, like Shadow Ball goes stupid into this team. Rock Move goes stupid into this team once you get rid of one mon. Hydro Pump goes stupid into the team once you get rid of one mon. So, like, that's kind of where I'm at with this team. But it is super hard hitting. Like, you know, offensive. You know, you can be offensive as you want. True. A lot of teams do fall apart when you remove the Steel. That is true. But I don't feel like this drastically, though. I feel like other teams... I mean, not that. Like, you get rid of Mega Aggron here, and it's like, now you're only weak to Ice and Rock. I guess you're also kind of weak to Dragon, kind of weak to Flying, kind of weak to Psychic. So, I guess I do see that. But Bronzong's not really that guy to be switching in a lot on things. Chestnut shows all the problems. Yeah, low-key it does. Because Bulletproof blocks Shadow Ball, resist water, resist ground, and resist rock. Yeah, no. If we had the points for it, definitely would help the team out. So next up we had the Synapse Strike. With a Sand team with T-Tar Drill. Oh yeah, baby. So let's see here. We got Serp, Latias as well. T-Tar actually wasn't even T-Tar. T-Tar made it to Grace. Oh, it was Mega T-Tar. And then we dropped Mega T-Tar for regular Tar. For Alligator was originally Don Dozo. Yikes. We had a Don Dozo on Sand? Are we insane?
And then Dewblade was originally Sand slash Alola. I think that's a good upgrade. And Frostmoth was originally Vivillon. Okay. I mean, like, they both have Shield Dust, so solid.
So, like, this is a really interesting version of Sand. Oh yeah, I'm kind of, yeah, Wigglytuff, man. Wigglytuff holds it down. Rock, and it's got rocks. It helps our Shadow Ball answers. It makes us not weak to Dragon. There's a really old video on my channel of Hyper Voice Wigglytuff like claiming like 3 kills in a draft league battle, and I will always remember Wigglytuff for that. But yeah, I mean, like, this is so right. We had the other. Oh, I didn't even see Dracozolt there. Oh man, Dracozolt. So we had the other Sand team, right, that didn't have any special attackers, and I feel like this fixes it for the most part. Because you have Latios. Latios being the special attacker is going to be huge, as well as Serp, right? Serp also, just like these two, being able to click special moves is going to help the team a lot. And then, like, you have an offensive water to get rid of the grounds that might stop Dracozolt. Or, like, I guess grounds don't really, not drill, mostly Dracozolt. And then we've got Serp to also deal with grounds that stop Dracozolt. And then, like, both of our dragons do different things. Like Dracozolt's not a dragon type; it's just an electric type. You're only going to be clicking Bolt Peak. So, like, to have a backup dragon that actually clicks Draco, super solid. I think this is probably one of the best versions of Sand we'll see. I don't know if there's a version of Sand in the Krookodile division or later in Croc, but probably the best you're going to see it in terms of cohesion. With the Sand option. Like, maybe you could want spikes or webs or something, but, like, you've got plenty of defog, you got plenty of pivot. Alright, Latios is gonna flip turn. So I guess really your only pivot's like here, here, and here. So it's okay. Yeah, I think it's a solid team. I don't hate it. I wouldn't say I don't love it. I think Teacher Drill is insane that it even still exists in mid tier when it's just like when it also works well in mid tier. 110 to 88, 110 to 61. It's like, yeah, Sand. The thing is like 88 isn't really 88. It's more like 150 something because of Sand Rush, and this 175 is not really 175. It's like even more. So yeah, no, I think this team works, and like no weaknesses, or at least no glaring weaknesses either. Pretty solid. And then there's this team. And then there's this team by Kaz. Let's talk about it. So okay, so first of all, looking at the bottom, I'm like kind of scared. But looking at the guy, like, so like looking here, I'm like, oh man, these guys are hitters. And then I look down here and I'm like, oof, what happened? So originally we had Togekiss, now we have Screamtail. Big upgrade. Originally we had Mega Blastoise, now we have Araquanid. I fuck with it. Originally we had Zoroark, now we have Mega Houndoom. Don't really like Mega Houndoom on this team. I guess you kind of need Mega Houndoom because we don't really have a good special attacker outside of Raikou. I just don't like that it shares the same speed tier with not Mega Raikou, just regular Raikou. And then Bramogast was originally a Miltank, which I guess I would have liked to see Miltank in there because, yeah, I don't know. So we're pretty weak to Ghost outside of Mega Houndoom, who isn't a good Ghost switch in. We're pretty weak to Flying outside of Raikou, who's an okay Flying switch in. Weak to Ground outside of Araquanid and Bramogast, which is fine. Yeah, like no Sunsetter with Mega Houndoom's tough, but really I wouldn't waste it. I feel like Houndoom could work fine on his own. Clicking Dark Pulse or Sucker Punch or whatever else it does. I mean, like Mega Houndoom falls in the same pitfall as Mega Absol, except Mega Houndoom is special attacking and Mega Absol is physical attacking. That like they both want to click dark moves, just spamming dark moves. And honestly, it's fine. Like Mega Houndoom could click fire moves and maybe even set up its own stun, I guess. But we'll see. Webs with Araquanid, it's solid, especially with like 2 spinners. We got good pivot options. Good knockoff users. Maybe a better Fizz-Def Mon would be nice. Like, Scissor's really our only Fizz-Def Mon outside of, I guess, Screamtail. So Fizz-Def is a little tough. And especially, like, Brave Bird just kind of clicks and clicks and clicks. But I think Ogerpon is a really good option with this team. Because, you know, 30 is so good if you can get rid of hazards, and this team has no problem getting rid of hazards with 2 spinners and a defogger. So, like, Ogerpon is probably always coming in without hazards, and then you can, you know, get this 30, whether that be to let you allow to SD, and then, you know, you can go to town, or you can just 30 through anything else. Like, I don't know, 30 is such a good ability on this one. Other things to talk about the team, I mean, like, you have plenty of hazard options, like Spikes on Ogerpon, Spikes on Bramblegast, Rocks on Screamtail, Nidoqueen, I guess on Gabite too. You have T-Spikes on Nidoking and Webs on Araquanid. So, like, defensively, this team struggles, I would say, because, again, it's one of those things where, like, once one thing goes down, the whole defensive backbone falls apart. Like, Scizor or Araquanid die, and then, like, Ice moves just go stupid. Or Raikou dies, and now, like, flying moves are just go ham into the team. Yeah, and then, like, Bramblegast is literally the only way you're switching into EQ. Outside, I mean, like, Araquanid's there, too. If you don't build Araquanid just to be, like, the turn 1 setup and die kind of strat, I feel like it can work well. But we'll see, because, like, it can run, like, AV sets, or I guess Rocky Helmet, because it gets, like, Lunge or Pounce, those kind of moves, and then I think it gets Hydro Pump, which hits pretty hard, Surf that hits pretty hard, or just Liquidation too. Yeah, I don't know. The team visually, like, you see these monsters, you're like, man, they hit hard. Together, it looks a little rough, but I don't know. I feel like it works because Scizor and, like, the pivot core between these two, the Wish passing plus Baton Pass from here, I feel like that just kind of wins a lot of games. I don't know. Guess we'll see. A lot of these dual typings on defensive mons hurt. Yeah, because Araquanid being part bug, just like our flying resistance doesn't exist. I would hate to play a Gyarados again with this team, but honestly, I'd hate to fight Gyarados on a lot of teams. It probably goes B. I love the team visually. Like, it's all hard hitters. It's all good mons. I don't know. I feel like I can get overran quick, and then, like, the speed tiers just feel jam packed. They're only one special attacker. Hazards are good, the pivot's good, but I don't know. Not too sure yet. Next up, we have Pog and the Hotskin Hoopas. Sandile, Volcanion, Sandy Shocks, Florgus, Como, Crobat, Mega Glalie, Hoopa, Goat Hoopa, mascot pick, love it. Ballstiff, and Sceptile. Let's see here. Really fast team, we'll say that. We've got 130, 120, 101, 100, then 85, 85, 75, 70, 70, 61. Like, everything is above base 61, which is kind of crazy. And then, like, everything's kind of sitting around the same speed tiers. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of, like, having 270 base speed mons or having 2 base 85 speed mons. Like, stacking speed tiers is honestly a pet peeve of mine. It's not the worst. Florgus for Wish and Heal Bell's nice.
The team lacks the good knockoff user outside of Hoopa. Mabalstov also doesn't get Pursuit. So, like, the Dark type not having Pursuit in a Pursuit legal draft is a little tough for me. The lack of Rapid Spin with 2 Spike Setters is also tough. Like, I think Celesteela is solid, of course. I mean, like, it's probably one of the best mons in the format. Just because, like, you know, it's fat. It's so fat. And, like, I love that we just paired Celesteela with, like, oh, we're going to get the best fire resist in the game. And then we're going to pair it with a strong ground type that comes in on, like, so now, like, Celesteela always has options for something to switch into it. Which is super nice. And then, like, Como, you go into Celesteela on the flying moves, or the psychic moves, or the fairy moves. Everything kind of works together in this team, which is always nice to see when you have mons that can just switch in together, switch out for one another. Now, yeah, like I said, lack of Rapid Spin over Defog is kind of unfortunate. And also, really, I thought Volcanion got flip turn, but for some reason it says it doesn't. So, like, we just have, like, hardly any pivot on this team. Like, Sandy Shocks can at least get up screens, and then Volt switch out. Brobat can U-turn, defog, that sort of thing. But I feel like the team's fine. Like, we have plenty of good special attackers, plenty of good physical attackers. We've got Wish. We've got pretty much everything I would want in a draft team. Like, we don't have a grounded poison. I guess there's that. We don't have good knockoff options. So Scarfers could clean this team pretty easily because we don't really have a way to get rid of the Scarf. And we don't have... like, I don't know. These 3 mons could probably be something different. Sceptile is absolutely horrendous. I don't even know why he's here. I couldn't tell you. Unburden, like, or just because he's base 120 speed. Like, I don't know. I don't like him at all. Mabalstiff is a really good mon. Like, Stakeout hits really hard. But it's just not. It's not the dark type I feel like a draft team needs, and especially, like I said, Pursuit is a big thing. Like, Absol's like 2 points cheaper and has Pursuit. So, I don't know. That's my opinion. I'd like to have more pivot, but I couldn't find a great spot for it. Mabalstiff seems decent with his... Yeah, no, I think that's kind of what I said, is like, Mabalstiff Stakeout, I guess you could say, like, but to me, getting knockoff Pursuit, a pivot option, and then you're also saving 2 points to then put into Sceptile becoming a 7-point grass type, or Hoopa becoming a 9-point ghost. But maybe I'm just glazing Absol. I'm probably just glazing Absol. I'm just not sold on a dark type that doesn't provide the 2 main reasons you draft a dark type. Alola yes. Oh my gosh, Alola would be amazing here. Because a dark type needs to have knockoff and Pursuit. I mean, like, that's why I even say drafting Sneasel is amazing. Knockoff Pursuit. Those moves need to be on your dark type. Please, 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 please have those 2 moves on your dark type, because you're not going to bring Mabalstiff. Yeah, I mean, you're just not going to bring Mabalstiff, and you already have like Como to fill the base 85 speed tier. I don't know. I think Mabalstiff is strong. Yes, Mabalstiff is amazingly strong because Stakeout boosted dark move hits hard, but I don't know. I still think it's like probably an A-tier team though. I mean, like, these guys are all solid. These 5 are gonna carry so hard, and then like Mega Glalie to just double edge or explode or click freeze dry even, because, you know, I also get spikes too. I don't know. Honestly, all these teams could be freaking A at this point. Like, I don't know why I'm doing Kaz dirty like this. All right. Holy man. Is somebody gonna draft a bad team? Oh my god. Man. Sorry, I'm like chugging water. I'm talking way too much. So let's see. Gengar, Sylveon, Slitherwing, Empoleon, Incineroar, Flygon, Serena Swallow, Electros, Mr. Mime. Did we draft anything without U-turn? Holy. Baton, U-turn, flip, U-turn, 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 Baton. Is Gengar the only thing that can't pivot? Holy. So, like, the only issue really is that there's no physically defensive Pokemon. That's not even true because Intimidate Incineroar is an amazingly physical defensive Pokemon. Serena is a great physically defensive mon. Slitherwing, amazing physically defensive mon because it gets Willow and Morning Sun. The teams also has amazing speed tiers: 120, 110, 100, 90, 81, 72, 60, 50. Like, everything is so... I mean, like, how do you draft this many pivots and it works? Holy. I'm like, I look at these teams, like, man, I don't know. Are we gonna have a bad team? If, like, this... Like, right. If this is the worst team we see, this might just be the craziest thing. I'm not saying this is a bad team, by the way. I'm not saying this is a bad team. I'm saying, like, if this team that is pretty good is the worst team we see, like, this is absolutely insane. Shout out to Volca, because this is a well-drafted machine. Like, you could argue that, like, small things break this team, like, you know, a good fighting type into these two, and then, like, it's something that has coverage for one of these guys, or, like, I don't know, Clear Amulet kind of clicks in a defensive Cineroar, or, like, I don't know, you have to pack so many stuff up, and, like, everything is pivot, man. Everything is pivot. It's insane. Doesn't even have a wall breaking problem. No. Because you got Slitherwing that can break walls. Bandit Flygon, kinda, not really. Especially attacking wise, you know, with Specs Sylveon could. A competitive Empoleon can. Yeah, I mean, this team is out of the park. Oh, man. No, why did we have to... Oh, man. Oh. We were doing so well, Croc. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, guys. I'm not trying to be rude to, like, the individual players who draft the team. I'm just disappointed. I'm not trying to be rude, I'm just disappointed. First thing that catches my eyes is Terrakion is on the team, by the way. Terrakion's here. We drafted a Terrakion, guys. Like, I mean, that is probably the most amazing thing I've seen. But he's also the only Stealth Rock user. Like, well, actually, I shouldn't even say Terrakion. I shouldn't even be talking about Terrakion. I should be talking about the fact that we have 7 points. Why? Oh, this was random picks? Oh, we just, like, lottery wheeled? Okay. Man. That explains so much. Like, are we being serious? This was... I don't want to talk crap if it's like, oh, haha, he must have random gemmed. This was, like, actually random. Okay. Man, how do you get so many good mods with a random number generator? Ah, 7 points was for the achievement. Ah. Achievement farming, nice. You get a Discord role in the server. Okay. Well, and the other person that I made fun of for having 7 points left over. You guys are achievement farming. Oh, okay. So we got NFE, you fully evolved it. So like Duskull. Okay. Well, then I can't even like properly tier this because this is awful. We only have one stealth rocker and it's bum ass Terrakion. No flying resist. It's just nasty work. I mean, like, Aloe's here. Like, good job. You got Aloe. You ruined the... You just basically took Aloe away from anybody else. Anybody else could have made a good team with Aloe, and it's just sitting on a team like this. You got Mega freaking Sceptile. Nobody likes this guy. 145 special attack and 145 speed. And then it's like... what does he do with it? He clicks Leaf Storm, clicks Dragon Pulse. Oh, Aloe was the only chosen pick. Nice. So we picked one of the best mons. Also, round 1, by the way. Everybody keeps saying Aloe's not a round 1 Pokemon. Clearly, trusted round 1 twice. Heard it here, folks. Yeah, I don't know. We wasted a Lolamuck. We wasted Aloe. Could have been on so many different teams, like 97, and then we dropped to 65. 145 to 108. Nobody's even gonna care to outspeed this thing. Like, I guess there's some people who would care to outspeed this thing. Mega Sceptile for like the 4th time. Yeah, the one time I drafted Mega Sceptile was in Gen 7, and then I'm pretty sure it like lost to a Scarf Manaphy because I didn't bother to speed group it. I don't know. Sickleif on this team, I guess. I don't know. Rock weakness out the rear end. Then we got like Rapid Spin and Defog on these two. Like our low tiers or our hazard removal. Just, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Laser Focus, Sharpness, Explosion, Cryogonal. Oh yeah, 145 attack, because then you SD. Yeah. Leaf Storm is fine, but it's like 1 kill. I'd much rather have gotten Draco than Leaf Storm. Yeah, it needs something because it can't hit steals. Okay. Unfortunately, yeah, I was wondering what was going on with this team, but yeah, randomizer makes sense because this is definitely a team that's been drafted. All right, next up we have the Carolina Croconols. Goated Mega Absol, by the way. So we got Veluza on the team. Absolutely insane. And then we got Chinchino, who was originally Regieleki, and Veluza was originally Ambipom. Double Electric to start us off with Iron Hands, Root and Wash. Then we've got double Rock. Wait a minute. Was there like some sort of trend? It's Focus Blast, I guess. Yeah, it's not like the mons are useless on that team, but like you just set up rocks and then you win. It's like there's no ground type. Your Lightning Rod Mega Sceptile is like the best you got. Drafting a billion rock types. Hilarious. So like I feel like this is like something, I don't know, we drafted double electric into double rock into double psychic. I don't know, I feel like something's there. Then we got double grass. So again, we have rocks, but no rapid spin. I guess because the rapid spinners are trash. I guess if that's what we're going by. So again, we have defog, so we can just get up our bands and then get rid of our bands because that's what we like to do. Our only rock switch-in is Iron Hands. So that's something. We don't have a fairy on the team, so dragon moves, watch out. Like a single sub DD dragon can just click. That's not good. Because, yeah, we don't even have a fairy, a dragon, or even a steel. Ooh. Oh, yeah, double water. Yeah. I feel like this was like a meme team. We just went with like double water, double grass, double electric, double this, double that. And then with like a side of normal and dark type. And I don't even like that they're both like the same speed tier. But Mega Absol, you know, knock off Pursuit. But like this guy, I don't know. Has some longevity. Iron has some longevity Wish. And then yeah, we don't have Wish on the team. This might have been a random team. All right, we can't call everything random. I don't think Mega Absol has Wish. I mean, like, the speed tiers are fine. 115 into 103, 100, 90, 86, 70, down to 50. I think the speed tiers are fine. We got pivot options, flip turn, U-turn, 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 volt switch, volt switch. So, like, we got pivoting around. Granbull saves this team. Probably, actually. It can. It's like Heal Bell Ari's on Celebi, though. So, I don't know. I think this team's probably just, like, right here. I feel like it's, like... I don't know. No. Wait, is... Oh my god, Absol does get Wish. Why do these prep docs never have anything correct? No, you're right. Mega Absol does have Wish. So that's the thing. Yeah, the first 4 plus Celebi is insane. Even the first 5 plus Celebi. Because, I mean, Garg, Moltres, Rotom Wash is really nasty. Just, I mean, like, that's like an OU, like, defensive core. If you go to Pokemon Showdown, you can literally type in Wish and put it on your Mega Absol. No, but look, our format is on SV, not Paldea. Like, Paldea, it literally doesn't even know who half these mons are. Then I go to SV and I still don't get Wish on Mega Absol. It's like Garg is a real mon. Okay, it is if your opponent doesn't know to run Covert Cloak. Alright, next team. Ugh. Ugh. Bros. Dropped Clodsire for Nidoqueen. But I don't even know why I'm ugging. This is literally the team I built for a speed tour. Except I had Clodsire. Yeah, I mean, like, this team... Regen, Tink, Nidoqueen. Mega Heracross is here. Maybe it'll do something with, like, the slow pivots. It's Krokorok. We can expect people to know what hell items are. Yeah, I guess. Oricorio's solid too. I think Oricorio is like one of those mons that if you just bring it and then it just wins. Because, like, you know, it has that like random battle thing where it can just win games. Yeah, this is the version of Mason's team, except actually fun to play. Yeah, like I don't know. I enjoyed playing this build, except I had Claude Sire here, which they dropped Claude for Nidoqueen. Which was fun. I mean, you just pivot around. The thing is, like Slowking, slow pivot with Chili / teleport, and then you get in Mega Heracross, like a Trailblaze, or even get in like, wow, we have a Glastrier. Oh, we got like Trick Room, and then get into Glass. Ooh, I didn't even see Glastrier there. Scarf Glastrier. All right, now we just sold the whole bag. Yeah, I think this team's like really good. Not gonna move it in front of. I'm just kind of ordering it left to right based on draft order, not anything specific. But yeah, I think it's an A tier team. Probably goes up to S. It probably is S tier. Like, this is just so hard to beat. Like, there's glaring weaknesses, but it's like, yeah, like Glastrier in the snow. Like, you Trick Room and then Chili into Glastrier, and then it's just like super fat. And the fastest mon on the field, like, okay. Oh, we have Rain. Next up, we have Rain. Pancakes and the YOLO Yveltals. Drafted Rain. Pelipper Dracovish. Wait, they didn't draft Rain. They drafted Sand? Okay. So we got Rain with Dracovish, Pelipper, Kilowattrel, Overquill. And then we have Sand with Houndstone. Now, Hippowdon doesn't have to run Sand, right? You can run Sand Force. I don't know why you would run Sand Force in the rain, but maybe in those games you wouldn't. Or no, you brought Sand for the Dracovish. Okay, you have Houndstone, Dracovish for Sand. So you kind of have both options for Dracovish, both Sand or Rain. Yes, Rillaboom is in this format, because it is kind of mid. Okay. And then, I mean, Comfy's one of those mons that, again, it's just like Comfy and Oricorio are those two mons that late game just clicks like setup move and then proceeds to sweep. Because Triage is probably one of the most stupidest abilities ever. I don't really have anything wrong with this team. Like, having both weathers is like something your opponent has to prep for is rough. The team's lack of special defense mon, because like Comfy is the only special defensive mon, and Comfy is Comfy. So there's that. But I mean, I feel like it's kind of like offensive, but not. Like, you got good hazards here, good hazards there, hazards here, and then you got spin, defog. I think this team's fine. Dracovish Banded in the Rain. Dracovish Banded in the Rain, right? So we got Dracovish Banded in the Rain. And then it's still, like, slower than everything. Or they have a Water Absorb on. This Gastro Seismitoad are in the format. Like, if you look around the league, is like, Slowking probably doesn't enjoy Banded Dracovishes in the rain. So like it could probably beat a bunch of other teams. Like, this team doesn't really enjoy it. Like, Rotom Wash probably gets 2 KO'd, Trevenant gets 2 KO'd, Celebi maybe not, but probably. It probably does 2 KO a lot of things in the league because of how broken Strongjaw is with Vicious Rend, and then plus the rain, then plus the band. It probably does delete everything. Unfortunately, 75 speed, so I don't know. I feel like this team's mid. That's all I can really say. It's got a lot of options, a lot of things it can do, but I don't think it does those options very well. So there's that. That's my opinion. Oh boy, Nexus. All right. Nexus is a Paldean Wooper. It was previously a regular Wooper. That is hilarious. Okay, so Samurai, Hisui, Iron Crown, Thunderous, Terra typing Savali. Not actually Terra, but it can be any type, so might as well be Terra. Diancie, Swampert, Salazzle, Tangela, Hypnotop, Whooper. So this feels like something straight out of like an RU. Probably not even RU in the current meta. It's probably like this is what I would know RU of is like Salazzle, Swampert, Diancie, Tangela. But RU's probably like much different nowadays since like Jirachi's RU. But anyways, I don't really have anything to say about this team. Like, I mean, we have a grounded poison, we got a good ground type, we got good hazards, we got spinners, we got enough defoggers, we got plenty of pivot. Our speed tiers are like good. 100, 290s, 85, 70, 60, 60. Solid all around. We got physical attackers in Thunderous and Samurott, as well as Swampert, and I guess Diancie with like Diamond Storm. And then we got special attackers in Crown. Lundy can also go special attacking. I feel like whenever I draft Savali, it stays a normal type, so I treat it as such. I guess. The thing is like, it's basically like having a Terror type, though. Because it can go, you're probably making it Water or Fairy if it's defensive. And then, like, offensive, yeah, it could probably stay normal. Thing is, like, against those teams that don't have flying resist, you could just run Savali flying and just click Terror, like, Savali flying into everything. Defog Parting Shot normal type. I guess if, like, you want to run it like the standard set, but I feel like it has way more to run on this team. Like, multi-attack hits hard. Scarf, T-Bolt, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Parting Shot. Yeah, I guess like that's the benefit of being a normal type is that you don't have to run a memory. Kind of like, Arceus where like you just run you run normal Arceus so you can run like Silk Scarf or Life Orb, things like that. So anyways, next is the team. Probably S tier. I mean, this team is so dumb. I don't even know why Nexus is in Korok. Can anyone explain? But Nexus is in Korok and ready to feast. So yeah. You can double up on types the opponent is weak to. Yeah, exactly. I think 18 points on a Mew and run Rocks Estos, yeah. No, I mean that's true. That is so true. That's why it's best as fat as dumb Mew set. Well, I don't think it's best as the fat Mew set. I think it's best when it has the creative freedom to do other things. Like, where's this team? Not this team. This team. Like, flying? Insane. So, like, okay, Nexus loses Thunderous somehow after clicking Acrobatics like 6 times. Then you go Savali and click even more flying moves. Yeah, this will be uploaded. The same link that lets you watch this stream will let you watch the VOD. That is the beauty of YouTube streaming. Instead of Twitch, where Twitch streaming you have to like download the VOD, then re-upload it because Twitch VODs are absolutely horrible and filled with ads. So there's that. Anyways, I think Nexus' team is definitely S tier. And we're going on to the next. We have Jam, and Jam might also have an S tier team. Holy. I mean, what's the meaning of S at this point? Holy. So we have Mega Guardy, Ferrothorn, Rotom, Heat, Starmie, B-Sharp, Gligar, Okidogi, Whimsicott, Taurus, Supreme Plot. The last 4 used to be Buzzwole, Grafaiai, Pyukumuku, and Mischievous. I would say upgrades all around. I think Okidogi is definitely underrated in this format. It's basically, I feel like Okidogi and Zarude are actually going to be able to pull off bulk up sets, and I feel like that's going to make them so good. because it's something they can't do in a normal format. I feel. In this they can just kind of click bulk up on things. Yeah, I mean, like, then Mega Guardy's finally here. Was Mega Guardy undrafted in Sandile? I don't remember talking to, or no, it couldn't have been. I feel like I talked about Mega Guardy before. It had been. I don't know. Been too long. Anyways, Mega Guardy's OP. It's also really the only strong special attacker on the team. Starmie's there, but it's mostly a spinner. We've got every hazard in the world because Gligar is amazing Pokemon. B-Sharp is a good anti-defogger because of Defiant. Also comes in on Mortal Spin, I guess. Yeah, I mean, this team, the double steal is always going to make your type chart look amazing. Although, despite the double steal, we're also still kind of weak to flying. No, but I also think B-Sharp's great because it has Pursuit, which is amazing for, kind of teams that don't really like ghost types. Like, because Tauros is really the only immunity outside of B-Sharp being a resist. So, like, being able to Pursuit trap things like Gengar or just Pursuit trap any sort of ghost type is always nice. Now, like, yes, you don't outspeed Gengar, so you can get Focus Blast. Yes, you don't outspeed Chandelure, so you could get Flamethrower, but they also might not attack you because you have Sucker Punch. So, Guardy was on the second team? Okay. Analytic Pursuit Guard Dog. Whoever fighting this team might hate switching out. I don't think that's how Guard Dog works. I think Guard Dog is you can't get intimidated and you can't get whirlwinded or roared. Guard Dog isn't stakeout. Sorry. So yeah. No, I think this is probably another S tier team. It has everything you want in a draft and more. Hella pivot, hella hazards, a hella defog. I mean, you got Wish on Mega Guardy too if you really need it. So, I don't know. Solid. S tier. Just start building up S tier teams in Croc because so yeah, that's what we'll go with. Sorry, like bulky Mega Guard. Yeah, no, I think any Mega Guardy set is really good. Yeah, on a nice team. Anathema, who also low-key could have been Krookodile. I'll just say that out of the gate. Low-key could have been Krookodile. So yeah, we got Aegislash, Hydreigon, Mienshao, Fez, Tangrowth, Blastoise, Jolteon, Mudsdale, Licky, Vespiquen. Again, double regen core, Mienshao, Tangrowth. And then we see Aegislash plus Hydreigon. Kind of switch in pretty well with each other, like Fairy and Fighting, you go to Aegislash, and then Fire and Ground, you go Hydreigon. So they work really well together. I feel like that's been like a common UU core. Probably these three guys have been a common UU core, maybe even Tangrowth with them for as long as I can remember, probably since like the dawn of Aegislash coming into the game. But like Vespiquen's interesting because like a 2-pointer that gives you spikes and T-spikes, but it doesn't give you webs. So it's just kind of there. Licky is the Wish Passer on the team, is amazing. Absolutely goated Mon, except for the fact that it doesn't have a pivot. But I still think it's a great Mon, because it is relatively fat, and it does pass like insane HP on Wish. Well, to be fair, this is pretty mid-tier. I don't think any of these Mons see usage in OU. Like, this, like I said, this core here is probably Gen 8 OU, I don't know about Tangrowth was definitely Gen 7 OU, but Hydreigon Aegislash is pretty much as UU as you can get. Blastoise is really nice too because Shell Smash just comes out of nowhere. Like you're expecting a defensive Blastoise with like Scald, Rapid Spin, Flip Turn, and then like it Shell Smashes, and you're like, oh crap, I didn't bring Mirror. Let me get rid of Vespiquen just to see how the typings look without Vespiquen. Without Vespiquen, the team is still rather weak to Ice. Like you do have Blastoise to come in on Ice, I guess. Or Aegislash too. No, I think this team's good. Speed tiers look fine. Special attacking is solid with Jolteon plus Hydreigon. Physical attacking is solid with Mienshao and Mudsdale. So, yeah, all around, no real complaints about this team. Shell Smash Blastoise forcing your opponent to bring a Phaser or Mirror. Yeah, it is amazing. Doesn't seem to be many good fire types in this format. Yeah, because like the fire types that exist are Infernape, Darmanitan, outside of like Infernape, I really don't know if there are any good ones. I mean, like Talonflame or Moltres are really defensive fires. Salazzle is like a fire we've seen. So if I had to tier this team, I'll probably put it in A. All these teams are so good, man. Maybe it's because it's all just like fat, and you can never go wrong with fat. Oh, Arcanine is Sui, yeah. Yeah, the ice types aren't really existent either. And speaking of Arcanine and Sui, they're on our next team. The Cleveland Cackneys. Goated Cackney mascot pick. Always got to point those out. But the rest of the team, I'm also going to cancel bro out. So I kind of look at the team in a more realistic setting. So Necrozma, Arcanine, Sui. Arcanine Sui used to be Mamoswine. Interesting. Mega Pidgeot, Low Kick, Stickersby, Roserade, Tentacruel, Duraludon, Dreadnought. They double up on water, which is fine. Offensive water and defensive water is fine. 2 defensive poisons that are both specially defensive is interesting to me. Like, is there a world I would ever use Roserade instead of Tentacruel? I don't know. I feel like they provide the same thing. Like, I guess Roserade's a little bit more offensive, and Tentacruel is Rapid Spin, so like there's that. But I'd rather have one or the other. I feel not really sold on them together. We have plenty of hazards to go around, but our removal is scary because outside of Rapid Spin, Tentacruel, we only have Defog on an offensive Pokemon in Magic Pidgeot. It's also our fastest Pokemon, so like. Yeah, no Weavile in this meta. And yeah, no hidden power for Roserade. So, like, Mega Pidgeot being your removal is terrible, in my opinion, because Mega Pidgeot cannot run boots. So, like, if you need the defog with Mega Pidgeot, you have to go out into Mega Pidgeot on the rocks, then to click defog. So, like, I get why Tentacruel's here for the Rapid Spin, and then like Roserade's more of like the offensive poison. But I don't know. I usually run Roserade defensively, whether it be like Synthesis with Toxic or I don't know. So like them both having like the Spidef side of things, don't really like them together. Now I will finally talk about low kicks. Low kicks, right? First impression, tinted lens, knockoff, tinted lens, all really good things. Like tinted lens making it where a resist is just not existent. You need a quad resist to become a regular resist is honestly just so broken, especially for bug type moves that have 1,000 resist, and you can just click first impression on a steel type and they take regular damage. Now, I will say low kicks loses to the simple move protect. Yeah, tentacle does get rabbit spin, so like there's that. And yeah, I mean like I would say the grass type loses the EQ, but it's definitely not a resist. I feel like yeah, I don't know what Dreadnought's doing, to be honest. I feel like Arcanine Sui does everything you would want Dreadnought to do and more. I will say Duraludon is an amazing pick. Just because Duraludon gets a Violite, and low tier with the Violite, like this thing goes to insane defenses. And then it has like a really good special attack stat and a decent speed tier too. Like it's not gonna die to one hit. Like yeah, it doesn't really have an ability, but still, it's not gonna die in one hit. It's gonna fire off a strong Draco. It's really good. Maybe I would have preferred like some sort of cleric on this team too. Like we don't have Heal Bell, we don't have Wish. I don't know. This team feels very just middle of the road for me. Yeah, 10 has spin and also has flip turn. Oh yeah, well like Mega yeah. The thing is like Mega Pidgeot has to default, yes, is like you know, if Tentacruel's not able to spin or doesn't even come that matchup, you know what I mean? Like maybe it has aromatherapy. It should. Okay, it does have aromatherapy. So you have Roserade as like the cleric, I guess. And Necrozma could run some, you know, magic coat kind of set. And then like I guess. It's like the team has very like niche things it could do. Like you really have to get the most out of these mons. No, I updated it. Yeah, to be honest, shout out Team Burb for continuing this doc, but you really gotta fix this. You really gotta fix this stuff because, yeah, I didn't have the move on the side there, but I mean like the Wish Absol, nasty work. Not gonna lie. So yeah, aromatherapy is an option. So like, there's that. Also, I just noticed that the lack of fairy and the lack of steel that resists dragon. Oh boy. It's funny because not many people really run outrage in today's day and age as they used to. Like, but like man, Haxorus might have like an actual chance to do something against this team. So next up we have Kyoto and the Good Boys, as the team name is. And so we have Zapdos, Galarian, Slowbro, Krookodile, Megavinu, Rubombi, Magnezone, Zoro, Kasui, Colossal, Glaceon, and Morgrem. Morgrem used to be Zuelius, so I feel like Morgrem's a way better than Zuelius. Speed tier is beautiful, 120, 110, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, then down to 30. Awesome. Special attackers are everywhere on this team. We got Glaceon for, you know, Freeze Dry, which doesn't really exist without Kyurem. And Glaceon basically is Kyurem, right? Same special attack stat, same, you know, just doesn't have the same speed or the same bulk. Yeah. It's basically Kyurem. Then we have really our only physical attacker. Well, I guess we have Krookodile. So Zapdos and Krookodiles are our only physical attackers, which is fine. Krookodile is amazing because it gets Pursuit, it gets Knock Off, which, you know, like we said, Dark types with those two moves, amazing. Also is probably our main stealth rocker. I don't really see us bringing Colossal that often, if at all, really. I don't think Colossal's that good without Terra because with, you know, Terra, you get to abuse Steam Engine and Flash Fire. Without Terra, you're just a defensive fire rock type. Not the best. Like Rhyperior being defensive. Slowbro with regen, of course, beautiful. And also, I guess... Oh no, Slowbro's not Slow King. I was going to say you could Chili into Glaceon and get Ice Body, but you have to teleport with Slowbro, unfortunately. We have good pivot too, though. Like U-turn, teleport. I guess Magazone, like you could use teleport over Volt Switch if you want to get a super slow pivot. Zoroark gets U-turn. You can like disguise yourself as Zapdos Galarian and then click U-turn and be okay. And then all of a sudden, Zapdos Galarian uses Shadow Ball and really throws things off. Also, Mega Venusaur is hiding here. Like Mega Venusaur is one of those Pokemon that is so underrated because it just doesn't die. Like a grass type with thick fat, just being able to not be weak to fire and ice is amazing. Because you're only weak to psychic and flying, and that's like probably the best you're gonna see out of a grass type. But yeah, I mean like this team it pretty much just has mons that like you have webs option, you have rapid spin, so like you don't have to defog. The defog being Rabombi isn't the best. Same with rapid spin being on Colossal probably isn't the best. I see what we're talking about, and these spinners are like trash unless you get a Hitmon. But I feel like Zapdos Galar, man. I think this mon could. I was so torn between thinking Zarude or Zapdos Galar is going to be the #1 mon as far as kill leader, because Zapdos Galar, man, there's not many switches to flying and fighting at all, or just like period, because every team's super weak to flying, every team's super weak to fighting, and I feel like this mon. Meanwhile, it does, it doesn't have the best speed tier. So like it probably have to run Scarf for some teams to like not get revenged by like Mega Manectric or something like that. But I mean, if it does just start clicking Brave Bird, it goes crazy. Yeah, I think this is a solid draft. I goes up an A. I mean, like there's glaring weaknesses, of course, but I feel like Slowbro, Mega Venu, and even like a defensive Magnezone or I guess Colossal in a weird way could help out a bit. I mean, you got Intimidate on Krook for the Fizz Def side of things. I mean, you'll probably just go Slowbro for Fizz Def, but you got the Intimidate option as well. Does Rabombi pull it all together? I don't know about that. I guess like the webs and the speed tier, I guess. The random QD you could throw out, I guess. Shield Dust to block the Garganical Salt Cure, I guess. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up at this point. Nah, I think this is a solid team. Like, and then you get like knockoff, and like Pursuit. I feel like this is a solid team. Definitely a solid team. So next up we have Voidmole and the Volus Wolves. So we had Jugulus, which was replacing a Gyarados, and Zygarde 10, which was replacing Umbreon. Interesting we wouldn't want Umbreon on this team. It's funny that would have been standout to have Salamence plus... That is funny. There would have been... I'm not a non-believer in Rabombi. I think it's amazing, but I don't think it... I don't think it's like the mon that you want to be your only defogger or the But no, I would draft for Rabombi. I think it's a good mon. So funny. If Umbreon didn't get dropped, we would have 2 teams that had Pecharunt plus Umbreon, I think. Did the other Umbreon team have... The other Umbreon team definitely had... Oh man, why can't I find it? Oh, it didn't have Umbreon. No, Umbreon was on the Salamence team. Yeah, Umbreon Salamence. So we would have 2 teams with Umbreon Salamence, but instead we do not. Um, Instead we have this Triple Dragon, Salamence, Mega Amphi, and Zygarde 10. Decent speed tiering, like nothing in 90, but it's fine. 100 to 88 is fine. Our spinner is Carkol, and our only other rocker than Metagross is also Carkol, so that's a thing. Iron Jug is an interesting Pokemon. If it lands its Hurricanes, it's really good, in my opinion. Um, yeah, Gardner Defog, Salamence Defog is like interesting. Melodic flip turn. You get grassy terrain on this team, so like maybe Metagross can be tankier. Also your ground type being Zygarde is like not the best in my opinion. I don't think Zygarde 10 like, usually when your ground type to either have rocks or be a little bit bulky to kind of just click its ground move, and I don't think Zygarde 10 does that. I don't think Zygarde 10 does much of anything. I mean, it has 100 base speed. Or sorry, not 100 base speed, 100 base attack. Like that's not breaking anything. Maybe in a lower tier setting it does, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm hating too much on the dog. I just don't think it's that good. Yeah, I feel like this team is just missing too much. I mean, like recover and then Volt Switch, maybe like a Wish Salamence, Heal Bell and Mega Amphi, Parting Shot here. I just feel like the hazard situation is like Rim. Triple Dragon makes us triple Fairy weak. Or triple Ice weak too, because we got double Ice weak guys. Super weak to Ghost outside of Iron Jug. I don't know. I don't know. And then like I think the team's I feel like the team's better than C. It's probably C. I don't like the hazard situation at all, and I feel like it has pivot though. Fairy resist are fine, I guess, because like Petch doesn't die, especially in terrain. Metagross doesn't die in terrain either, so like they're not the worst. And then like Carkol is a Mon. Yeah, I feel like B's fine. Or C is no, B's fine. I probably won't put it in C. And then I think this is the last Mon of it's the last team of Rock. And it looks pretty good on a first glance, but let's dive in. We got Zarude, Prima, Mega Aggron, Noivern, Lycanroc Dusk, Heracross, Indeedee, Donphan, Muck, and Rapidash. So, pretty good pivot. You know, U-turn Zarude, Prima, Noivern. We got low tier Muck as our grounded poison is not the best. I wouldn't say getting a low tier poison fixes that problem because you probably aren't bringing Muck to a lot of matchups. Now, Muck does get knockoff and pursuit, which is always nice. Especially like Poison Touch, you could always pursuit something and leave it with a nice little poison. So there's that. I think Lycanroc is a really solid Mon. Just because, like, SDSL Rock kind of hits really hard. Like, you don't get the advantages of Terra in this league that it normally would get, but I think it's fine. We have 5 points left, which is also, like, I don't know if we did that for the achievement hunting or if we're just didn't have an idea on where to put those 5 points. I actually don't know why Indeedee's here. We have Lycanroc. Like, that's bad synergy. I feel like we're fine into opposing Psychic type moves, so it's not like the end of the world to have Psychic Terrain for our opponent. But like we also don't even have like what does Psychic Terrain do for us? I guess Indeedee doesn't have to run Psychic Terrain, but so yeah. Mega Aggron. I mean, like we talked about Mega Aggron earlier. I mean, it's such a stupid Pokemon. 140 defense or 140 attack, 230 defense. Just doesn't die. And then like we don't have Heal Bell or Aromatherapy, I don't think. I don't think we have Aroma. I don't know, we have Aroma on Indeedee. Indeedee can do the rest. We go Indeedee, and then we get the Aroma, and we get a Mega Aggron back to full HP. Like, there's that. And then, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the team's fine. The lack of special attacker outside of Primarina and Indeedee is a little underwhelming. So, like, we don't have very hard hitters from that aspect. Outside of Primarina, like, Primarina does hit pretty hard, especially. So there's that. Heracross is neat. Just as, like, a nice little either breaker or it has cleaning options as well with, like, Trailblaze and Moxie. Yeah, I mean, like, the Guts breaker set is also amazing. So I don't know. I feel like it's a solid team. There's not much I would change about it. Like, the team looks ground weak, but Mega Aggron always is going to take one. Muck and Rapidash are, like, ground weak, but they're not always going to be coming. Yeah. And then, like, you could say that the team is fairy weak, but Mega Aggron is there. Because, like, these are your fairy resists, but, I mean, this is always going to be your prime fairy resist. And I feel like this set of 5, or this set, plus this, could come to pretty much every match and do pretty good. So, like, having 5 points, and then, like... Oh, okay. Has been made aware. Yeah, 5... Like, see... But, like, I was told that there's an achievement. So, like, I don't know if people are achievement hunting. I feel like Muck is fine, though. Muck is amazing. Like, we talk about, like, low-tier poisons are bad so that you don't, you know... So you don't... Because you're not going to bring Muck every match, right? So, like, people can run T-Spikes against you. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like it's fine. Maybe you get a better fire, but I don't think there's a better fire at 9. Oh, 5 is no achievement? Oh. He just didn't know. Okay. I feel like it's solid. No way we got moves already. No way. I didn't even finish and you guys are already changing your teams. Okay. Well, I'm putting this team in what did I say? Probably A tier. I can't believe there's 4 S tier teams. Hey, that is just my opinion. Sandile gets everything 50 gets, except it's faster, which means... Look at Karkal's moveset. No. Voidmole. Sandile gets everything 50 gets, except it's faster. Did Zygarde Dog also dies to any move that it gets clicked? Three dragons, my favorite. No, I think the fairy resist work well. I don't think did I put your team in C? Which team was Voidmole? No, you got B. Voidmole, you're in B. I hesitated. I thought C initially because I'm like, the fairy resists aren't that great. But then I looked at, you know, these 2 Mons in grassy terrain, and I'm like, ah, never mind. I just don't think this team has... Like, I feel like it just falls over to certain things. Move you to D for the culture? How bad was your team? Nah, I think your team has it. I think your team can't be D. At best it's B. At worst it's C. Okay. Anyways, we are now on to the Krooks. Start at the back for Krook. We are not hitting Krook from the back, sorry. Alright, first up, Mr. Rufasi with this D-Knight Mega Kang team. So Aromatisse here, but it used to be a Reverum. Interesting. Raypon used to be Delphox. Magnet's Zone used to be Beware. We dropped Beware? And Buzzwole used to be Hatterene. Man, how did we drop a mascot? Everybody boo this guy. How do you drop your mascot? Anyways, first thought is holy physical attackers, right? We got Bing, Bong, Bop of physical attackers. Gligar is our only hazards, by the way. It's like if Gligar doesn't come, you brought boots for nothing against this guy. Like, that's just that. Trying to think what else. Magnezone plus Jolteon is interesting to me. Like, they both do the Volt switching thing. Do you need both of them? I guess, like, there's the Magnet Pull aspect of Magnezone that, like, is needed. Also, like, you kind of need a Steel to not be super weak to Fairy. Hold up. Let me check Showdown as far as Kangaskhan getting rocks, because I never know at this point. It does not get rocks, unfortunately. Gen 5 Rain Team without the rain. That is pretty funny. Yeah, like, Jolteon plus Magnezone is interesting to me. Mega Kang is definitely an underrated Mega. Just because, like, there's the... The thing is, it's like, it loses to a Rocky Helmet. Like, you just bring a Rocky Helmet and you're getting chipped. Because your knockoff, to kind of help Mega Kang not hit into Rocky Helmets, is Serp, Gligar, and Drapion. Like, Drapion will probably always be running Knock. These two probably aren't. Especially when Gligar is, like, your only hazards. Like, Gligar's probably running Rocks or Spikes. Then U-Turn, Roost, and... What, maybe? Jolteon is definitely there for the Elite Speed tier, for sure. And yeah, it can hit Grass types that Magnezone can't. That is true. Because it has Signal Beam. And Magnezone is probably there mostly just for the Steel typing. But I'm not really sold on the two of them. Because did we have a Steel type previously? We had Revavroom. I like Drapion's better. Does Drapion get Pursuit? If Drapion gets Pursuit, I think it's solid. Okay, it gets Pursuit. Good. Magnet Pull does force Steals to carry Shed Shell. That's perfect. And yeah. That is true. Dragmag. Dragmag is a classic. But that's mostly because you know, Dragmag was awesome because Outrage was spam. I don't feel like dragons spam Outrage anymore. I don't know why that is. I don't feel like dragons use Outrage anymore. That's honestly a lost art. We need to go back to dragons running Outrage. That is my position. I know, fairies. I know. We need to bring it back, though. Give us the run back. Bring Outrage back. We miss it. Yeah, Rufasi, I feel like this is a solid team. It could be S tier quality if maybe there was more hazards on the team. Just because I'm not a fan of a low tier like item locked guide trying to like come in, and especially because I'm pretty sure Gligar is extremely passive. I guess it gets like toxic and taunt for any sort of like sub shenanigans against it, but I guess EQ coming out of base 75 can break a couple subs, but not completely sold on it. I don't know. Yeah, I agree 100%. Make Outrage great again. I miss it. I miss Outrage so bad. Next up, we have Toto Cooper. So I did say when I announced Toto Cooper that I was excited for what he drafted, so this better live up to the hype. And on first glance, it does not. Oh boy. Okay. Celesteela, Mega Gyarados, two goated Mons, into Screamtail, bullshit Mon, Regieleki, Nidoking, solid, Sinistra, solid, especially for 8 points. Tauros, Paldea, Blaze, cool, Miltank, I guess. I mean, it does literally everything Tauros does except... Huh? I don't go either together. Haxorus and then Bulbasaur. I'm trying to figure out the difference of why, like, Paldea, Blaze, Tauros, Miltank. Tauros, I guess, gets Intimidate. Miltank gets Rocks, I guess. We have no pivot on this team. Absolutely zero pivot. Mega Gyarados is really strong. It just gets so much coverage, like Power Whip, EQ. Our one pivot is Regieleki. Oh boy. It's also our only hazard removal too, is Regieleki. Our second pivot, I guess Baton Pass. Yeah, you're right. Baton Pass, Screamtail. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, we have probably one of the better ground type switch-ins in Sinistra, as well as Celesteela. Celesteela is a great ground type switch-in. Eject Pack CC Tauros, sure. Eject Pack on a lot of things, Eject Button on a lot of things definitely helps as far as momentum goes. Our special attackers on this team are absolutely cringe. Like, we have Sinistra and Nidoking. I guess Nidoking. It's not that good. Our special defensive guys are like Mega Gyarados and Screamtail. Like, I guess Celesteela too. We have no knockoff users, by the way. Absolutely no knockoff users except Bulbasaur, which is not real. Nobody's bringing Bulbasaur. Like, so when you don't have knockoff, things get a lot more difficult because scarfs, rocky helmets, assault vests, bands, specs, pretty much any, like, all those items that are so crucial. I mean, resistance berries that you can knock off is so huge. Like, it's insane to talk about how pivotal knockoff is. And then we just don't have it. So we don't have knockoff. We only have one pivot. We only have one spinner. It's just not... It's not really... It's not giving. I don't know. It's just not. It's a shame, because these 3 plus these 2... Like, this set of Mons, I'm really, like... And then, like, add Miltank. Or drop Miltank, add Haxorus. Like, this kind of team, I could get down with. It just doesn't have removal. I feel like this could have been, like, Skarm or something. I don't know. I don't know. Not really sold. Yeah, no, you're right. Mega Gyarados is a dark type that doesn't give you knock pursuit. like I've said this probably 14 times, 15 times now. Dark type needs to have Knock Pursuit. It's just got to have it. Or else, not good. Next up. Ooh. Alright. Anyways, this is Maxo's team. Maxo, I know you're watching this. I just know you're watching this. And I'm telling you, actually, I don't really hate this team as much as I thought. Maybe because Cyclozar is the only hazard removal. Which means I can just knock off all your boots, set up hazards, and then whirlwind you around. Like, yeah. Maxo's, yeah. No, it's good. It's good he doesn't have removal. It makes the team easier to beat, which is amazing. Because last time I played Maxo, he didn't have removal. Just got my hazards up, and then click whirlwind a couple times, and, yeah, I finished it with G-Darn. So, I really like Mega Pinsir, but not when you don't have hazard removal. I feel like that was something I talked to him about. I was like, Mega Pinsir is insane because SD, and then you get like Quick Attack, and then SD or CC, and then Return, all that good stuff. But man, all we have is Cyclozar. And like Exarchitry on this team? Spiritually, he has boots. I guess he comes out the first time, right? He only takes 25%. You're probably never switching him in. You're probably not switching him back out. Insane. Yeah, like the speed tiers are actually surprisingly fine on a Maxo team. It does drop off from 83 to 65. It's funny, we talked about no special breaker, and then boom, we dropped a Xurkitree, which is just 173 special attack points worth of breaking. Isn't good without 0 HP. I'd agree, except for the fact that... Yeah, no, I agree, actually. It can run Blunder. I mean, it can Hypnosis and just actually land the Hypnosis. The thing is, like, Tail Glow is cool, but it's a little... Blunder Zap Cannon. I guess there's options in that way. I mean, like, the fact that he didn't even use Grace moves and then, like, took Registeel second. Was somebody going to snipe him on Registeel? Why was he so scared about Registeel? This is honestly, like, the most... Just, like, I wanted to try things out. Like, all these guys are frauds. Like, these guys all are unproven. What else are you taking second pick? I feel like you could have paired Aloe with anything. Oh, no, there are no good steals here. But, like, was anybody going to take Registeel round 2? I don't think so. I think people were focused on getting, like, Scarm, Drill, Iron Crown. Which even Iron Crown here would have been fine. Like, why? Like, I would have been fine getting Iron Crown. Oh, please, no, not Aloe Tangrowth. God, no. But yeah, I don't know. The team is going to be really annoying just because, like, anybody knows playing Maxo, be prepared for like a 60-70 turn game. And eventually, maybe you'll get whittled down where Xurkitree cleans you or Mega Pinsir cleans you. There's steals need to be an ice resist. That is fire. No. I definitely could get behind that sentiment. I don't remember if my steel type is ice resist though. I'll find out. No, but I definitely agree. That's why I think Tinkaton might even be the best best steel type in this game. Or this meta anyway, because Tinkaton has really good SPDF and pretty good resist. I don't know. Not really sold on this team. put it in B because I feel like the play style of this team, just regenning around and then like ended up breaking with Pincer. Couldn't do it in the long run. But yeah, this is definitely a really nasty team. Next up we have Fury, who oh my god. It's like the 6th time we've seen this kind of crap. Ugh. Umbreon too. So Latias Primarina, solid Dragon Fairy. And then Mega Steelix to finish off the steel. Tangrowth, Prima, Entei as the Fire Water Grass. Pretty good. Again, we don't have a grounded poison because we drafted something like Crobat. Kinda So, like, I'm trying to think what I could even say about this team. Like, we've seen these kind of cores with, regen, and then Umbreon wishes everybody. I think maybe Latias could wish people too. I don't like Mega Steelix as our only rocker. I don't know what this, like... This is, like, what, 4 times now? Where... Okay. Was, like I don't understand these... In Sandile and... Oh yeah, Krookodile definitely hates fun. But in Sandile and Croc, they were so good at drafting multiple of a... Like, they had like 3 rockers, 3 spikers, 6 rapid spinners, and 8 defoggers. Then we go to Krook, and it's like... 1 Mon learns rocks, and 1 Mon does the rapid spinning. And it's like, oh... We don't want to, like, diversify our team? I can't believe Mega Steelix is our only rocker, and then we're just, like, trying to defog with low tiers. I don't know. They also did draft. Okay, they drafted 3 rock types. You're right. That's my bad. So yeah, if I had to, go from there. Let's see. Primarina again is like the only special attacker on these kind of teams. Like Latias is there too. And then it's like Tangrowth. So it's like these 2 are your special attackers. All you really get. Pretty good pivots like U-turn, flip. Most you really see from Tangrowth is a Jetpack or a Jet Button. Umbreon gets Baton Pass. Latias gets Baton Pass. Like you got pivot there. Crobat U-turn. Vigoroth is interesting. He's definitely one of those random battle guys that are like, he just clicks bulk up and then slack off and does something. And a single Mon older than Gen 7 here. That is true. Are Gen 9 Mons just not good? I think Fury gets A with this kind of team just because... Actually, no. I can't even put this in A. Look at our speed tiers. It drops from 90 and 65, and our base 90 and base 91 are Rotom and Vigoroth. So it technically drops from 100 to 65. Because you're probably fielding these 5 plus 1. And those speed tiers are just not good. I don't know. Gen 8, 9 drafts. Gen 8 to 9 draft players are better at having multiple Mons fill multiple roles. That is true. I will say that. Alright, on to Benny. Alright, next team. Just kidding. Oh boy, this team is good. Get rid of Piplup though, because it's confusing me. Piplup gets Stealth Rocks? That is hilarious. Piplup gets Defog, Rocks, and Flip Turn. Cracked Mon. Anyways. This is probably better at Oreo. Pom Pom. Or we dice, but who cares? Yeah. This team is freaking good. Oh my god. Like 4 rockers. Yeah, Krokorok gets Quiver Dance, and the thing is just stupid. Sandaconda's interesting as the ground on this team. I know all the grounds were kind of getting sniped, which is why I ended up with not so good ground type. But I feel like he drafted a ground type for the same reason I did, or drafted a sand ground type the same reason I did, and that's because Lego with a special defense boost just gets even crazier on the special side, trying to kill it. Now, like, yes, Psyshock nukes it because it has like 47 defense, so there's that. But yeah, I mean, like, he's got pivot, pivot. Or Choreo should have some form of pivot, I thought, but I guess not. Then you got like DoD for hazards, you got Lego for hazards. B Sharp could run hazards, Sandaconda can run hazards. Speed tier is beautiful. Is the physical attackers are physical attacking, special attackers are special attacking. Like nothing wrong with this. That's funny. They banned Quiver Dance on Orchoreo. I was say, I'm pretty sure it always had Quiver Dance because Orchoreo gets Baton Pass. Did I miss that? No, it's just not on the. Is that real? Orchoreo gets Baton Pass? It does. God damn this doc. Because I put Pom Pom? Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god, I guess U-turn and defog. Why does Pom Pom not get it? But like what is Yeah, I guess default and U-turn. It doesn't even need Baton Pass. Why? Okay. I'm pretty all Orchorias get it. It's just that the stupid doc only cares about base form Orchoria for some reason, as if people don't drop the other ones. Anyways, enough ranting about this doc. I'm gonna find a better doc next time. Imagine the people who lose draft games because docs are like this. Like nasty work. Anyways, yeah, this is the easy S tier. You have everything you will need in a draft. No glaring weaknesses. Like, yeah, you could say that Shadow Ball runs rampant into this team, but B Sharp just comes in, Pursuit traps it, GG. Hardly any ground weakness. Yeah, Maxo versus Benny should be an insane week 1. I imagine Benny just wins every game. They should be better and know the movesets. Exactly. Like, don't say, oh, I'm a help everybody by making a draft, prep doc, and then not know what learns what. Like, come on. Gotta be better than that. Alright. Yeah. Broken team. On to the next. Ah, damn. PBS, is this your team? I feel like you sent me a worser team than this. Previously said Aaron now upgraded to a Miss Magius, and previously said Zora Kasui upgraded, upgraded quote unquote to a Sharpedo. Damn. So we got 2 sort of rockers in Cloudsire and Duraludon. And again, we kind of talked about Duraludon earlier, where I said, Duraludon getting the joy of a Violite, and then like being able to drop a Draco on anything is really solid. Sneasel, again, probably one of my favorite low tier dark types, just because knockoff Pursuit. Really is the only knockoff guy on this team other than Cryogonal. Slowbo regen, amazing. Iron Hands and Grassy Terrain, also amazing. Two offensive low tier darks. Yeah, like Sharpedo. Sharpedo isn't really a dark because it's got that Mega Gyarados kind of thing where it just crunches and liquidates. Yeah, I guess Mega Sharpedo is like Mega Sharpedo is probably a low tier offensive water more than anything. Like, it doesn't really do what a dark type normally does. But yeah, like 2 low tier ice types, 2 low tier dark types, 2 low tier water, or not 2 low tier water types, but like it's a lot of double ups that are like not ideal. Sharpedo probably could have been anything else, but especially because Sharpedo is like 8 point. Sharpedo's 8 points? We spent 8 points on a Sharpedo? This is a Mega Sharpedo? Oh. Huh? Nah, this can't be real. It's gotta be Mega, right? 8 points for a regular... Nah. I am not... Probably like all cut off and janky on this, but let's see. Oh my god, it's 8 points. What? How much is Mega Sharpedo? Ugh, it's 12. Oh my god. No. It's just speed boost. I guess people, I guess people are like, I don't know. Anyways, Clodsire plus Iron Hands are probably unkillable in the grassy terrain. And then like Iron Hands and Clodsire are both weak to Psychic, and you got Duraludon to switch into the Psychic moves. It's honestly fine. Like, this also struggles from the fact that Duraludon is the Steel type, which means you don't have a Steel type that resists Dragon. Your only Dragon immunity is Tapu Bulu, and meanwhile that means you don't have anything weak to Dragon. It's not fun to really switch into a Dragon. Like, yes, you got Moltres with Flame Body, but like Scale Shot just kind of is free. Now, I guess there's not many Scale Shotting Dragons because Garchomp is gone, and like, what am I trying to say? Helmet's gone, and Garchomp's gone. Yeah, Blue's a great Dragon Resist. Thing is like, they just pack a Poison move though. Like, not the best. Now, on this sort of team, your Dragon has to pack Rock move for Moltres and a Poison type move for Tapu Bulu. It's probably not the best, because like Mence probably can't do that. And I forget who else would really be that issue. I guess not Mence. I don't even remember the dragons that are in this tier. I mean, D-Knight, of course. D-Knight, I don't think it's Poison Jab. Haxorus is Poison Jab and Rock Slide, I guess. It's like there's that option to run Haxorus into this team, but let's see. Yeah. Overall, I think it's a solid team. Like, it's fat, it's got regen, it's got Unaware, got every making of a stall team ever. I think it's a solid A-tier team. I don't hate it. I also don't love it because I don't really want to face this. I feel like Sharpedo could be way better too. No way are we affording 8 points on a speed boost mon. Okay, next up, Jerv. Jerv. Mega Guardy plus Como. Solid. I mean, like, those two are really good. Metagross is your Steel. Amazing. Talonflame is your Fire. Not the best, but cool. Swampert. Solid ground. Gives you your hazards. Obstagoon. Good default blocker, as well as Guts, Breaker. Brambleghast, good spin blocker. Also, Flying sort of resist if like they run the Wind Rider moves, which are all like random. Dragalge's a interesting dragon to also have on this team. Is like your grounded poisons, another dragon. Galvantula for webs is cool. Dunsparce for another rocker, as well as like a low tier Glairmon. It's pretty cool. I rate it. Really good speed tiers all around, right? 120, 108, 100, 95, 90, 85, 70, 60. Only real big drop off is 85 to 70. Really good pivot. 1 Volt Switcher, 1 U-turner, 2 Flip Turners. a parting shot user, a baton pass user, a teleport user. Then you've also got 1 rapid spinner, 1 defogger, 4 stealth rockers, a spiker, and a T-spiker, and a Weber. Team has just about everything. I mean, the removal is not great, but Talonflame can always get a free defog. I don't think Como is a fraud. Yes, there's better fighting types, but I think when you get an Omni boost, you're just that guy. Especially like Bulletproof to kind of help out with the Ghost matchup, Soundproof to help out with the Sylveon matchup, I guess. As well as Overcoat to help for the Sand chip, as well as any sort of like Stun Spore or just regular Spore, because Amoonguss is in this freaking metagame. So, I mean, like, there's options. Does Talonflame really want to run Dewfog? Not preferably, no. But I'm sure you could get rid of one of your stabs for Defog and be okay with it. I mean, you do get Rapid Spin on Bramblegast, and Bramblegast is kind of the main ground switch in outside of Talonflame. Like, both your ground switch ins are your hazard removal, so... Soundproof, yeah, you have Mega... I was literally going to say Soundproof or Mega Guardy, and then I looked to the left, and I was like, oh, we have Mega Guardy. I think this team's good. Why are there more B-ranked teams? Every team here just feels mid. I think maybe... You know what happened? The teams that trolled in Croc allowed other teams to just become stupidly broken. Meanwhile, teams in Crook are all picked really good mons. So like everybody got sniped in Crook, and everybody just has mid-ass teams in Crook. I think it should be ranked. It should be unranked for Mega Guardy alone. I guess. Yeah, I could see that, especially because like it has one of everything that you need. I just don't like the fact that it's like there's glaring weaknesses. Because like Metagross kind of is the only sort of ice resist, steel resist, dragon resist, fairy resist. Like we said earlier, I know dropping a steel kind of changes everything, but like boom, you're weak to everything without Metagross. And I know that kind of happens with most teams with their steel, but I don't know. I have a hard time justifying B. I guess because Mega Guardy, yes, but I don't know. So next up is my team. Wow. It's like my first time really looking at my team after it was drafted because I did not prep for week 1. So let's see. I have a Ogerpon Quarterstone, Rotom Wash, Cobalion, Reuniclus, Weezing Galar, Hippowdon, Goodra, Typhlosion, Asui, Chansey, and Stoutland. So these 3 mods I drafted because I had really good success with them all together in Speed Tours. I drafted Cobalion because, well, there's this little issue called Steel types with Pivot that just don't exist. Yeah, because I like Brick with a lot of my own rules. And everything I complained about, I just don't have. So... Well, the thing is right. So by the time I got here, I was like, wow, I need a really good ground type. And if I drafted any ground type, I was just weak to fighting, right? If I got Krookodile there, weak to fighting. If I got Mammothswine here, I was weak to fighting. Like, everything was just fighting weak, fighting weak, fighting weak. And yes, I have 2 really good switch-ins to fighting. Just didn't feel that great. So I was like, I get a Hippowdon. Hippowdon gives me Spadef boost for Ogerpon. Cobalion doesn't care about it. Reuniclus doesn't care about sand. Like, yes, Rotom and yes, Weezing Galar solely rely on heal or pain split, so they probably don't want to get chipped every turn. But I was like, yeah, I know I had 2 fantastic fighting switch-ins. I was just scared of, like, you know, if I didn't bring them every week, like, teams could literally just run, like, okay, I just click close combat and everything. And, like, these guys don't really want to take, like I was thinking about my Gyaptos answer, or just, like, other things. Like, I don't know. I do have 2 fantastic fighting switches, but I didn't know. I felt like Mammothswine just would hurt me even more from the fighting side. Now Stoutland was going to be Absol. I was thinking about grabbing Absol as my low tier for 2 points, just because Absol would have given me, knockoff pursuit. Also, like base 75 to kind of plug that hole there. Because my speed drops from 80 to 60. But I went with Stoutland because I'm like, well, if Powdon is on my team, I might as well get a trash little Stoutland. And I don't know why. I drafted Chansey because I wanted Wish. I really was debating on Licky Licky, but I was just like, I might as well just get Chansey. And then like T Diddy here, I don't know. I wanted to try him out. I felt like Chandelier just would have fit me right back into that 80 speed tier, and I'm like, I can't have 3 80 speed tiers. So he's a little bit faster. Frisk is cool, I guess. I like my team for my playstyle. Just having like, Batmons, and they're all new to me too. Like I finally got the draft for Uniclus. It's something I've been wanting to draft for a while. Weezing Galar is one of my OGs. Rotom's an OG for me. Stoutland is kind of OG for me as well. So I don't know. I'm like debating. It's definitely not A. It's like B or C. It's probably a C tier team. I just don't feel like I broke my own rule. I didn't get rapid spin. I don't have enough pivot. I feel. And I pivot, and then like I stopped drafting pivot, and then like these guys just aren't good. Like these 3 aren't real, and they'll probably come to like 2 games. I feel like Chansey kind of makes me a little bit passive. I don't know. I've got like knockoff here and like knockoff, but like not really. I wish I could have got a dark type, but then I'm just again adding to a fighting week, and then I'm like, is there anything that isn't fighting week outside of these 2? Like I can't just like it's just going to become too obvious that I'm going out into one of these 2 types when they click a fighting move. So I don't know. Especially because like they could click U-turn or Uniclus coming in on the fighting type move, and then they just get more momentum. I don't know. That's not me ranting about this team. I'm excited to use it. I don't know. I'm not sold on it quite yet. And it definitely doesn't look good on paper. Next up we have an Emmanuel, who, his team name is Tepig. I know you guys have been hyping up Pig Knight, but we got Tepig in the team name, so there's that. Got Rapid Spin on Morpeko. That's something I'll point out because all the Rapid Spinners suck, I guess. That's why we have to draft Morpeko. Zarude, Goat, Iron Crown, Steel type of Pivot, always love it. Togekiss, probably not the best fairy. Just because it's boots locks, and I don't know. Not really sold on Togekiss. Dirge for Unaware, amazing. Scolipede, a hazard setter with speed boost is like interesting. I guess like you get the SD speed boost and then you run 2 stabs that are like resisted by everything. Aerodactyl is like the speed control on the team. Yeah, Claydol got drafted by the guy who had Claydol as his mascot in Sandile. And I think that's it. Aerodactyl is a rocker as well as a defogger on the team. It's also the, fastest mono on the team. Mamoswine, another rocker on the team. Mamoswine's such a good mon. I just felt like it was too overpriced. I don't know. Sliggoo, interesting. I'm really interested to see if Sliggoo does anything, because like it's in a Violate mon, low tier. Like a Violet without healing's interesting. It's not Duraludon. I don't know. This is such like an Emmanuel team though. Like just having like one of every type and then like having like one of every sort of niche is like such a him kind of draft to get like, oh, I got one of everything. It does like put you in that position to like, okay, now, will Togekiss ever run a Nasty Plot Air Slash set, or will it just always be Wish Defog support kind of set? Who knows, right? So like, yeah, I mean, no normal. So normal's kind of hard to fit in, I guess. But yeah, I mean, usually he draft. I don't even think you can draft. Can you draft one of every? I guess if you don't double up, like if you didn't get 2 flying types. I know it's not quite one of everything, but I mean, like it's such a him draft to get just about one of everything. Yeah, I don't know. Team Scream's mid, so I'm putting it at mid. Maybe I'm just hating it. It could be an A tier team. Team Scream's mid though, just because it's got like one of everything, and then that's just like it. Like, but I feel like that's a lot of these Crook teams. A lot of these Crook teams are like, you know, it's just kind of how Crook is going to be because you know the skill, like everybody knew what to get, and everything kind of fell off the board kind of fast. Unfortunately. Next up, we have Drop. Drop has an interesting team. Necrozma, Excadrill, Flygon, Manectric, Mantine, Cinccino, Mischievous, Azumarill, Frogadier, and Tyranitar. So we have Sand, T-Tar, Drill. Okay. Flygon in case Drill isn't enough ground typing. 2 Defoggers, a Spinner. Frogadier is like a Spiker, T-Spiker, U-turn kind of guy. I love Frogadier as a low tier, by the way. Just had to put that out there. It's kind of good. Mantine's interesting. Spit F wall. And it does a damn good job of being a Spit F wall. Yeah, I mean, like, this team also just kind of has one of everything. And, I mean, like, plenty of knockoff. T-Tar Drill. I think T-Tar Drill alone just puts it at A. Like, there's just no questions. T-Tar Drill is just A tier team. It's funny enough, this team is actually kind of grass weak. The only grass switching is a Sap Sipper Azu. Everything, like, that's it. That's the only switch into grass. And it's not normal to see a team that can't handle grass types. Yeah, you probably don't need the 3rd water type, but it is what it is. And then like Fairy is a little rough into the team outside of Drill. Thank God Iron Valiant doesn't exist because he would smoke this team. Alright, next up we got Inky. We drafted Samurott, Tinkaton, Nidoqueen. So Tinkaton, Nidoqueen, we see it again. The 2nd time we've seen that core. Hitmonchan used to be Hitmontop, and Spiritomb used to be Frostmoth. So we actually dropped Frostmoth for the Chili into Frostmoth setup. So there's that. Tyrantrum is a very interesting pick because, like I said, we haven't really seen many dragons, as well as, like, Tyrantrum's also just more of a rock type anyway. So Steel Beam and Tinkaton is interesting because it's like the only Steel and the only Fairy, so there's that. Yeah, Drill doesn't want to do enough to be a Fairy switch in, that is true. So like good speed tiers 120, 110, 100, 94, 85, 76. Special attackers are kind of lacking. Like you've got really nobody special attacking outside of Nidoqueen. You could argue Charizard and Kilowattrel, but they just don't. Kilowattrel doesn't hit that hard. It probably doesn't even land its Hurricanes. Charizard isn't gonna come to any match, and if it does, it's just not gonna work. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Samurott, these 4, right? Solid. Then you throw Slowking in there for the regen pivot, slow pivot at that, and then like Tyrantrum at the back end, and your team's solid. The thing with that is like you don't really have hazard removal because your hazard removal is friggin' Charizard and Hitmonchan, and Kilo doesn't get default. That's news to me. Don't understand Spiritomb Bizarre here. What does Spiritomb do? Well, Spiritomb is a spin blocker, right? I can't believe it's 7 points. Why is it Why are these mons 7 points? It's a dark type that doesn't have pursuit knockoff, which, like I said, is trash. You already also have a dark type in Samurott. The niche case that like Spiritomb has always been for me is running. Welcome back, Maxo. Yeah, Gen 9 Bird's not getting defog is hilarious. The normal immunity? Well, like, we're not even weak to normal. We have Tinkaton and we have freaking Tyrantrum. Like, we don't need... We're not worried about normal types on this team. It is a Psychic switch in, but you also have Samurott. It's like Spiritomb beat a Spin Blocker is like the best I can think. Mega Bandit would be kind of shiced. We kind of have physical attackers set. Yes, you did mix your team, Maxo. I'd say go back about 30 minutes. 40 minutes, actually. Go back 40 minutes. Yeah, I mean, like, the biggest thing for me, Spiritomb, is, like, it's an Ursaluna killer. If it's on a balloon, but, like, Ursaluna doesn't even exist in this tier. It also is pretty good in the Great Tusk. That doesn't exist in this tier. I guess you could run, like, Balloon into Donphan with Spiritomb, and then, like, I don't know, but I don't know. Yeah. Like, this being Mega Banette? I guess you get, like, the Prankster utility, and then, like, it's in a 70 base speed, you get knockoff. Honestly, it's probably fine, if not better. Spiritomb, just, like, clicking Will-O-Wisp is not, like, the best. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of Hitmonchan and Charizard being the defoggers, like the hazard removal. Not to mention, like, Slowking is like a good mon, but is he the guy here? Like, does he? I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I actually much prefer to be Slowbro because of, you know, you have good Spidef answers. I guess if you count Spiritomb. I think it's a good team. Just a few nitpicks, but honestly, it's fine. Next up, we have Kung Fu Panda. Alrighty, we've got Aegislash Hydreigon. It's probably the third time we've seen this core, because this definitely was a core in Krokorok. Thundurus, Mega Blastoise, Mudsdale, regular Gardevoir, regular Roserade. I say regular as if it has any other form, and then regular non-Mega Aldino, Swellow, and Illumise. So, decent speed tiering, kind of everything evenly spaced out, which is amazing to see. 4 defoggers and a spinner. Can't go much wrong than that. 4 U-turners and a flip turner and a volt switcher. Solid. Spikes and T-spikes on Roserade, as well as Roserade being the grounded poison. You love to see it. Rocks on Hydreigon and Mudsdale. I guess if you bring Mudsdale to a lot of matches, you're fine. Ooh, yeah, Chili into Kilo with Weather Ball is solid, not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, so, like, for this team, it's pretty Fire Week and Ice Week, which is, like, kind of I feel like it's the same issue with the other Aegislash Hydreigon team. I don't know. Like, our switches into Fire and Ice are just Blastoise. Like, that's it. And then, like, click the fire move here and the ice move there. Don't click the fire move here and the ice move there. It's like Mega Blastoise is, like, solely holding down the team, and he doesn't have recovery outside of rest. I guess you get Wish on your 3 Wish Passers, because you got Wish, Wish, Wish. Aldino's, like, the weird pick here, too, because, like, usually you pick Aldino as, like, a backup, well, as, like, the main Wisher, and then, like, a Regen Mon with another Regen Mon. We don't have a second Regen Mon, and we already had Wish on Gardevoir, so it's like, do we need Aldino? I don't know. And then Swellow? Yes. And yeah, like, our best physical attacker is freaking Mudsdale or Aegislash. I guess Thundurus with, like, Defiant, or, like, you get Defiant, or you get... I think it gets ST? I know it gets Nasty Plot. But yeah, like, This team has the removal, no rocks. This team has the rocks, no removal. This team has the physical attackers, no special attackers. This team has the special attackers, no physical attackers. Very, very similar between the two. I mean, like this core we've seen before, solid core. Probably in B tier. I think it's just could be A. I'll probably put it in B. I'm not like 100% sold. KJ. Elements Scizor. Okay, already off to a strong start. Starmie, Mega Venusaur, Sylveon. This is like a Gen 6 team in a nutshell. Actually, it's like almost full Gen 6. Like, you could definitely see this in, what, Gen 6 UU? And then we got Incineroar, Bellibolt, Tauros Bade, and Persian. So we're extremely weak to ground outside of Salamence. We're extremely weak to flying outside of Bellibolt. And our speed tiers go from 115 down to 100, down to 80, down to 65, down to 60. So the speed tiers are all over the place. Our only hazards are Stealth Rock on Donphan, but at least we got double spinners and double defoggers. So, like... Okay, so it's a Gen 6 OU team, then. My bad. Not familiar with Starmie's game, my fault. So yeah, this is the straight Gen 6 OU team. I don't know. No shot Silence is Gen 6 OU. What? Oh, okay. It was a UUBL. Saying Starmie's Starmie. Damn. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I've seen this combination of mons before, so yeah, it was in Gen 6 OU. The Salamence was banned to, so yeah. Gen 6 OU. So we got Gen 6 OU plus Donphan plus Incineroar, and then these three guys. I don't know, I'm not sold on this team. Like, yeah, I guess these guys are like really good together. Because like it's just a tried and true core if it's but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it joins like the C tier. But like I don't know. It'd probably just B. The thing is like it was easy to be like this team is broken because Croc had teams that just trolled. So it was like if a team needed a certain niche, it could pick it up. Down here, it's like I should say down here. Up here in Croc or Krook, you just were slim, like there's nothing to pick. Like ground types got really slim, steel types got super slim. Everything was really tough to just pick. And that's why we end up with teams with like one rocker. But at least they have good hazard removal. And good pivot. I'll give it that. Like, really good pivot. And then really good, like, knockoff wish. So. It could arguably be A tier in the terms of Croc. Yeah, it's like no spikes, no anything. It's like, it's hard for me to put it in A. Because it doesn't have hazards. So, I think it's B. Next up, we have Delp. Honestly, I'm skipping Delp. Just kidding. Alright. I should have just went straight to Michelle and been like, oh, do we have somebody else there? But I shouldn't. This is my week 1 opponent. So maybe I should do some in-depth analysis on what smokes this team so I can remember it when I prep in 7 days. So let's see. Thundersturian, Pecharunt, Empoleon, Rillaboom, Comfey. So we've got just really nasty mons in grassy terrain. Especially these two. Like last time we saw Pecharunt plus Metagross. This time we see Pecharunt plus Empoleon. Empoleon's a really good steel type. Probably one of the only good steel types here because of being an ice resist and then flip turn. Like steel types with pivot was such a niche thing to have. Like none of the steel types have pivots, so to have a steel type with pivot, amazing. So as far as that goes, cool. Steel type with pivot, amazing. Thunderous Tyrion is our special breaker. Something that kind of none of the drafts really had a chance to get. Special breakers was such a premium. Sorry. Didn't just the mute button. All right. Mega Sharpedo, 12-point Mega Sharpedo, by the way. Absolutely highway robbery for somebody like this, but honestly, it's kind of a good mon. Get speed boost, and then you Mega Evolve and click Crunch, and Litter Move. Drop Sharpedo for Mega Ulti. Yeah, probably. Makes myself. So yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Good team all around. Comfy in the grassy terrain, amazing. Empoleon on the grassy terrain, amazing. Petra on the grassy terrain, amazing. Thunderous, Tyrion, special breaks. We got no rapid spin, so like unfortunate, but not like we would bring Tarantula for any sort of spikes, T-spikes, sticky whip anyway. So it's kind of just solely relying on Empoleon plus Seismitoad for rocks. You have like plenty of defog, plenty of U-turn, plenty of knockoff. No Wish on the team, but we do have Heal Bell with Comfy, so any sort of like T-Wave spam or Toxic spam, we got that. Yeah, I think this is fine. So, yeah, I think this is probably A-worthy. Just because, I don't know, it's a solid team. Not much that's really can beat this outside of like Benny's team in terms of quality. Like, yeah, I guess you could argue that you'd want like an actual stock spiker, maybe a rapid spinner as well, maybe a wish passer, but honestly, can't go much wrong when you've got passive healing with Rillaboom. It's honestly fine. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm saying oh boy because Mega Heracross round 1 is absolutely insane. Okay. We have Mortal Spin as like our rapid spin, I guess. Pretty good speed tiering, 120, 116, 108, 95, 86, 78, 75, 65. So like everything kind of is nice and even. We got really strong special attackers. Alakazam, Iron Jugulus. This team's so boring. What are you talking about? It's like the one team in Crook with offensive Pokemon. What are you talking about boring? Oh my god. There's no way we're hating on the one team that has offensive Pokemon. I've been hyping up Mega Heracross this whole stream. Okay. So, plenty of U-turners, plenty of Volt Switchers. Unfortunately, our Fairy resists a freaking Glimora. And I guess Gudra can kind of come in on, you know, special Fairy moves like Moonblast and Hyper Voice because that thing just lives any sort of Fairy move. Offensive Pokemon and it's Hoodra, Vapo, and Whimsy. Yeah, but like, okay. Blunder Policy, Dynamic Punch, Alakazam, absolutely cinema. No, I'm saying offensive Pokemon because we get like, please tell me what is the offensive Pokemon here? Is Circuitry? Mega Pinsir? Like, I want to see Pokemon attack each other, not switch out. But I guess this team does kind of fall into that rut where it's like, you know, constantly switching between these two, and then eventually Diggersby breaks a little bit, and then we're back to switching between these three. So I guess there is that kind of aesthetic to the team. Pangoro is a champ. We're not glazing Pangoro. This Mon, no. We're not glazing this guy. Sorry. But yeah, this you know, Mega Pinsir. Okay, Mega Pinsir could be a kill leader. Unfortunately, you don't have removal. So Mega Pinsir is not going to be a kill leader. Because that shit's going to come in, take 25%, and then get Accelerocked and die. Yeah, I mean, so, like, all around, seems solid. I feel like maybe we could have used the Rapid Spinner. Like, yes, we have Glimmer for Mortal Spin, so, like, I guess that's what we'll go with as, like, our... We get the hazards up kind of thing. I think the team's solid, though. Is it A-tier quality? Yeah, I feel like you have everything you need. Wish Pass, Heal Bell, Teleporters, U-turners, Volt Switchers, Flip Turners, Hazard Removal. The only thing is, like, only Defog is the Hazard Removal. And I feel like if Defog wasn't the only thing... what do you mean Accelerock, like, the Lycanroc team doesn't have Indeedee? Mega Pinsir's flying. So... GG. Cyclozar did not lose spin. Unfortunately, you only have one spinner. Yeah, if this team had Starmie, I feel like it could be better, but it might also just get worse, because you probably don't pick out like a Zam with Starmie. And Zam kind of carries this team a bit, just from speed tier potential as well as offensive potential. But, you know, overall solid team. Then we have Greg. What? What am I looking at? 4 fucking ground types. It's slow. It has no special bulk. Hardly any physical bulk. Outside of, like, Mandibuzz. We have special attacker in Sandy Shocks? And then, like, everything else is physical. Why don't we have a steel type? We have 4 ground types. And we're just like... I'm so confused. Yeah, I don't... man. Like, and I'm gonna give this team the same shit that I gave the other team about Zygarde 10. Zygarde 10 is not a real Pokemon. Why did we get this and this? Why did we get... Oh, and this, and this? Like, bro said, nobody can get ground types because I'm getting them all. Like, I was wondering why there were no ground types. I'm looking for ground types. And... Well, not even Grimmsnarl screens. There's also Sandy Shock screens. But, like, I was looking for ground types so hard. I couldn't get, friggin'... I had to settle for Hippowdon. And then I look over at this, and it's like, well, there's Sandy Shocks, there's Quagsire, and Zygarde 10. This is why nobody can get ground types. We're all on the same freaking team. I think Greg was specifically throwing... just so nobody could have ground types. Like, this dude had to pick freaking Mudsdale. Like, where's the ground type on this team? Nidoqueen. Okay, solid. Ground type here, Mamoswine late. Cool. Ground type here, Swampert. Nice. Sandaconda, like Clotsire early good. Gastrodon early good. Nidoqueen early good. Fossey got Gligar, which is, like, not the craziest. Seismitoad, good. Donphan, solid. It's like, I guess people didn't get too screwed over by ground types. I mean, Hippowdon wasn't the best choice for me, but Sandaconda is probably not the best choice for him either. And Mega Steelix is solid. Man, we're all here. 2 poison bugs, yeah. Yeah, okay, well, that's one hell of a way to finish the stream. Looking at that, that is definitely a team of all time. Alright, and then let me... It's not Benny Glazing. I mean, did you see his freaking team? Plus this up here, so we'll have Sandile's first. And once the Sandile's added, and then let's get the Crocs in here. Alright, and that is it. Yeah, I just don't feel like my team is comparable to others. I feel like I'm missing key things in my draft that other teams don't have. So like Hippowdon plus Stoutland's like piss poor, like kind of sand bullshit. Sand also hurts Rotom Wash and Weezing Galar. And yes, I don't always have to run Hippowdon with sand, but like, yikes. This guy is Amon. I haven't used them yet. Chansey's like passive as hell, and I'm probably gonna get subbed on and lose using Chansey. A at least. Maybe I just don't. Maybe my team isn't as bad as I'm thinking. I just don't feel like I don't know. I could have used I drafted 3 straight Mons with Pivot, and then I forgot. I forgot about Pivot, and then was like, oh. And then like all the ground types were stolen by freaking Greg, and I ended up with freaking Hippowdon on all the team. I don't know. So I'm not too sold on my team yet. Let me play it out and we'll see. But yeah. Shout out to everybody who showed up. I don't know if you talk about grounds a lot, but I think the lack of grounds is biggest. No, for sure. I definitely did talk a lot about grounds. Especially because, like I said, no Ursa, no Great Tusk, no Gliscor, no Lando, no Iron Treads. I feel like we brought up 6. Like, yeah. Yep. I feel like Ursulina, Blood Moon. Definitely all things that we brought up because, the lack of ground. It's like, that's what I was like saying is like, oh, well, this team's really weak to ground, but really there's not many ground types left. Like Sandaconda is what we ended up, like Sandaconda, Hippowdon. Yeah, so it's kind of what it ends up to be. It's just that's the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah. Overall, good stream, guys. Sub 4 hours for 48 teams. Could only imagine if there were 64. Abaddon, yeah, no, I fuck with Abaddon. I mean, like, I drafted it. I think it's good. We'll just see how it goes. Shout out to everybody who showed up. And shout out to everybody who's going to go back and rewatch. Appreciate it. Feel free to roast me in the Discord. I will be around. Also, make sure to leave hate comments. Make sure to send me letters in the mail. Tell everybody how bad the stream was, and then yeah, awesome. I don't have anything else to say. I mean, like, follow the channel. I don't do anything on this channel anyway, besides like the annual talk about drafts and then do poorly in the league, and then it's like, wow, this is the guy who talks shit about my team. Yeah, that's the guy. But yeah, glad everybody enjoyed. Yeah, maybe we'll be back. I'm hoping to maybe do some more content, but it's always like a thing that I say and then just doesn't. But we'll see. Maybe Kaz will just be like, you're forced to do it, and kind of like the stream. So yeah, shout out Kaz also. KGA goated draft. No Terra League. Fuck Terra. GG. Alright, boys. I'm out. I've talked too much. Let's go. Have a good night.